strong.
Welcome in, everybody. Roster the people. Week 15. If you are listening to this, I assume you are in the playoffs, so congratulations to you. And if you are somehow not in the playoffs and tuned in to listen to this anyway, I love
Thank you.
And my heart goes out, and you are a true super fan if you are listening to this and you are not actually in the playoffs. But as always, for the 15th week in a row, I am Neil Smith, joined by Jason Draven and Jordan McDonald. We're here to answer your questions and help you set your lineups and hopefully advance to the second round of the playoffs. That's the goal here, folks. Jason, how you doing, big guy?
It's a brutal one out there. There's been way too much news going on and way too much other stuff that just made this week completely bananas. So why not? Let's just keep rolling with it, huh?
Oh, I thought you were going to start complaining about the Fantasy Life app. And before I give you
if you want me to,
before I give you a chance to, Jordan, how are you doing?
I think I'm doing a little bit better than Jason is. Up here in Canada, we're having some freezing rain, bit of ice apocalypse, so that'll be fun to drive in tomorrow. But other than that, I'm doing all right.
Thank you, Daniel.
Woohoo! Daniel's made it. Coming in hot.
That reminds me of when I used to live in Ohio, by the way, Jordan. I'm familiar with that weather pattern where we used to call it icing. And that's way worse than snowing. Snowing is bad. Icing is way worse.
Speaking of icing, Jason, the Leafs played again tonight. Just want to let you know.
Good. It is Thursday.
I had to get that in.
They do that on Thursdays, I've learned. That does happen.
All right, should we get into some questions? We got
we have some Thursday relevant questions.
Yeah, we have one from I want to say Bowley, but that's how I read it. But
like
anyways,
roly poly bowly.
But the BO is anyways. Bali says, not sure if I should bench Walker for Akers. I would not do that. I would play Walker over Akers. Akers is active. Walker is active. Play Walker. Seems to be they love giving him the rock. Jason agrees. Jason, you would probably do this as well over Akers.
It's close. Just if it depends on if it's PPR, but yeah, you're probably rolling out again. I'm nervous about this game. It's Thursday, doesn't help things. Coming off of injury, granted he did have his full practice, but man, that's also a good defense he's going up against.
The Thursday and the good defense part, sure, I'll give you those. The injury thing I'm a little less concerned about because it seems like if he's healthy, he gets the full workload, and he was practicing in full. This wasn't some sort of limited game time decision type of deal. This was, if he can practice all week, he's playing. So I'm not really worried about him being on restrictions, especially because they felt good enough to rule out DJ Dallas and made Tony Jones inactive for this game. So you're dealing with just Travis Homer. The defense is a little frustrating as a matchup, not what you're hoping for your playoffs, your first week of your playoffs. And it's a Thursday night game. That doesn't help. You know how I feel about that. I avoid it. But this is like the argument that I'll make that supersedes any of that is this. It's time for the yearly sit down around this conversation. Start your studs. It's the playoffs. You start your studs. You dance with the one who brung you. You don't get cute in the playoffs. If you want, you can do that. But I'll tell you right now, you get to decide how you want to live with yourself moving forward, okay? So what are you going to be more mad about? Are you going to be mad that you played Kenneth Walker and he got a 5? Probably. Are you going to be even more mad and never forgive yourself forever? Are you going to be able to look yourself in the mirror tomorrow if Kenneth Walker puts up a 30 on your bench in the playoffs? You going to live with yourself?
I wouldn't.
Because I'm going to be furious, not just for the rest of the year, for the remainder of my life. I will remember this forever. So he's like, you don't, my advice is always, you don't get cute. It's the playoffs. You dance with who brung you. Kenneth Walker brung you. He's in that tier. So for Akers, I'm absolutely not getting cute.
Yeah.
With an Akers Monday night debacle Green Bay game. Green Bay seems to insist that they're still live and think they can make the playoffs. I wish them luck in that endeavor. I I'm not sold on this. There might be a scenario where I would be willing to sit Walker, but it's not going to be for Akers.
Yeah, and that was my point. That if it was somebody a little bit more, spicy, someone a little more sexy than Akers, I would consider it. But I still would take Walker. And he had a follow up. He said may need Akers to fill in for Stevenson, though.
You probably will need Akers to fill in for Stevenson.
Yeah.
Worse and worse.
Yeah. So then you definitely have to play Walker.
Yeah, you're playing.
You're playing both probably.
You're playing both because we'll get it out of the way now. What do you think the odds are Stevenson plays? Because I'm going to put it at about 5%. And if he does play, that is one where I'm worried about him being limited.
I'm not going to go into it. I told Jason before we started that I selfishly need Ramondre Stevenson to be inactive because I effed up my own roster, and it's in the keeper league, and I have too many players and I can't drop any, so that would be helpful. It doesn't look likely though. It looks like Stevenson's going to be inactive.
It seems like this will be the week Damian Harris comes back.
Yes.
And so I don't think they're going to put Stevenson back out there. They're still playing for a playoff spot potentially. They're going to need Stevenson for that. It's not looking real good. The tea leaves are not lining up to where Stevenson's miraculously going to be active. It's looking more and more the closer we get to the weekend that he's going to sit.
Mm-hmm. Eli Hernandez had another Walker question saying he's had a hard time starting him. Whitey is my other option. Jason, I know that you love this question. You've been
answering it all day. Literally going to say Walker. This is where I'm okay playing Walker for sure. I don't know why people. I mean, I get it because White's been seeing a lot of dump offs, but he's still splitting in backfield. I mean, I can't get on board with that one.
I assume we're talking about Rachaad White, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
James White is no longer playing.
Well, yeah, there might be. You never
mirror?
know. You never know. The league. That's how weird this league has been. The league has been this year. Yeah. It's close. This is actually closer for me than the Akers one.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because I'm assuming PPR because it's not specified that it's not. So, yeah, I agree. He's been splitting. He had the fumble last week. You don't like that, but he's not going to fumble every week. This one is really close. It is a bit of a rail splitter on that one for me. What do you think, Jordan?
I'm still going to err on the side of what you said, start your studs. I'm still going to start Walker. Live and die. That's who brought you to the dance. I mean, Rachaad White's been a nice story, especially with Fournette just falling off the face of the earth, but I just trust Walker more. I really do.
That's fair. I'm actually double checking something real quick as we go through this here.
Yeah, I'm currently working on my lineup, so I can my rankings real quick. So that's gonna be fun.
Great. I can tell you what my rankings will tell you. My rankings would say that it's actually basically 1A, 1B. They're right next to each other because you're dealing with all the warts we just mentioned for Walker a second ago, lined up against. It's a guy splitting a job. We don't know how that game's going to go, and it's not great. To be honest with you, though, I will say the ECR has White significantly ahead. But yeah, I would tell you I'm gonna roll Ken Walker out there because it's start your studs time.
Yep.
It's start your studs. This is what we got to do.
I think that's it for Thursday questions. We have a lot of others, but
there'll be more that come in. But yes,
yeah, there'll be more. But we have
lots of other questions.
Let's go to start the other ones. DeRochia family.
Nice.
I hope I said that right. Start, sit, need 2 for full PPR. Zeke, Olave, and Swift. I know who I'm gonna say. I can if one of you guys want to.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Zeke and Olave here. Swift has been so, and those two are Olave's at least inconsistent targets. It's not always showing up, and this seems like a great week for Zeke to just establish himself fully in this game.
You're playing Zeke. I think that's the one that we could pretty much all agree, right? That's what we're doing. Nobody's gonna. Yeah, okay. I think it's a little bit of a question on Olave v Swift because your boy Jason hasn't been great with Olave. I don't think it's his fault. I think Andy Dalton will crater out just about anybody in the universe. Ask me how I know. He's bad. He's bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, but he's still doing enough-ish.
Yeah. Barely. Andy Dalton has been really bad. I will say, in this instance, I am going to agree. It's Zeke and Olave there's too much volatility around Swift for a playoff game. If I have these other options, I think I'll deal with what I know versus Swift, which has been he doesn't qualify for the start your studs conversation. He should, given how much draft capital you had to put in. But the reality is the Lions are not committing to anybody right now. If you were to ask me how I think that game is going to go, sure, I could see Swift having a decent game and maybe he finds the end zone, but it's also possible Jamal Williams gets 2 1-yard bunny touchdowns and he's the big winner. Or it's possible that we see last week and nobody matters because it's a 3-headed monster with Justin Jackson getting involved enough that none of the Lions are actually useful. And we don't know anymore because against all odds, they're winning games. So they're going to keep doing whatever they feel they need to do. And unfortunately, Dan Campbell does not care about your fantasy playoffs.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
He does not. Yeah, you guys pretty much, I'm just going to sweep here. I agree with everything you said. I think Neil said eloquently, like, Swift isn't your stud anymore. Like, he never was.
He was for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and like you've seen so much now, he's given you 8 weeks of mediocre play that you just can't trust that, especially in the playoffs. We actually do have a Thursday question. Ruben Barron asks, Deshaun Watson in his 3rd week back or Geno Smith? That's interesting. That's a good one.
I'm playing Geno Smith. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm going to as well, especially
not going anywhere near Deshaun Watson looking like death.
But he's gonna have to throw. That's the only.
Well, you know what?
Okay,
like,
he had to throw before, and it didn't matter. Like it's possible that his wide receivers, mostly Donovan Peoples-Jones, can have a good day, while he himself puts up a terrible number.
And Jason, what do you mean he has to throw? Like Baltimore has Tyler Huntley. It's not like Tyler Huntley's gonna light the world on fire. And
yeah, but they have to be able to move the ball, and Chubb also has not been doing a whole lot with Watson back. So, like I said, it's close, but
I'm gonna say Geno. I hate it because I have Deshaun Watson in the league that I need to play well in, and I want to be biased.
Well, I have Geno at 11, and I have Watson at 16. It's
I just think Geno's a smarter
play,
and especially if Walker doesn't get going, knock on wood, because I do need him. Geno's gonna have to air the ball out. That's one where I think that Geno will have to move the ball, and he's got Smith and he's got Lockett and Metcalf, who've been pretty much identical this year in terms of their numbers. Been really good this year. But yeah.
What's your confidence in Watson suddenly?
It's not confidence. He's going to get back to form at some point, and I'd rather bet on it. I probably wouldn't go this week, but
you want to put your playoffs in the hands of a guy.
I also don't want to trust Geno, who sucked the first time they played against the 49ers. Like, it was a horrible game for him, and it's just so risky. That's my only issue with this question, is that Geno is so risky right now. Thursday, bad matchup. Man, it just feels like such a trap, and it bothers me. I want to play Geno because he's played great all year, but this game that's the only issue I have. You have to play Geno. It's just not something that I feel. Wear your brown pants and hope for the best.
Okay.
Wow.
Khaki pants.
I'm
saying brown
pants. Oh, okay. So they hide the poo stains? Got it. Understood.
All right.
Back on the bus. Here we go.
Soaring Eagle 175. Thanks for joining us again, of course. Start sit Tua, Daniel Jones, Mike White. This one's interesting.
So
I'm scared.
One.
I'm scared of Tua. Very scared of Tua this week.
Don't like Tua. I think the Bills are going to be very upset about losing to them once.
I don't know what Mike White's injury is. If Mike White didn't have the rib injury, I would say Mike White is not even close this week.
Even Jones is safer than Tua at this point for me.
Neil's looking at us like we're like speaking different language.
No, that's my normal default, but
that's just his face.
I can't say I'm gonna violate my own PG-13 family show rules. This is the.
This is a toughie.
I hate this question.
I'm going to say Mike White.
Yeah, I would not want this issue.
You're going to say Mike White. See, I'm going Daniel Jones.
I'm not. I'm debating if I want Daniel Jones or Mike White, but like,
there's more upside for White. Jones is definitely safer. A matchup that he's already played in, put up 20 fantasy points, pretty solid 2 weeks ago. I mean, I doubt a whole lot has changed, and that's with him also fumbling the ball. So take that away. He's at 22 fantasy points. That's a pretty solid day for you. I just expect Mike White to have a lot more upside, but again, there is the risk of him dealing with the rib injury for it to be even messier for you.
Normally, this would be Tua in a slam dunk, and it wouldn't even be close. But
Snow,
I cannot play Mike
Bills,
White. I can't play. Yeah, snow, Bills, a lot of snow actually.
Waddle potentially out,
Yeah, no, it's and
Wilson out potentially.
Tyreek. I don't care about the running backs. You want to rehash that conversation from last week because it went so well for you the last time. You were right about. I'll give you this. You were right about Jared Goff, and then you started talking about the Dolphins running backs, and you just went in the tank. I keep telling you to listen to me about this. It didn't matter, but it's Tyreek Hill with a shin injury, being beat up coming into the game. They couldn't get any traction the last time. I don't know that I could realistically feel confident about Tua. Mike White, I can't go there because he's got the rib injury. They're not even confident he's playing in that game, and then they're talking.
He seems pretty confident about it.
Well, I would be too if I'm a professional athlete, but that's his job is to be confident about that. But the reality of it is we don't know. So for me, I think the best option here is to just go with Daniel Jones in a decent enough matchup. Take my 20 to 25 points. And just unless I got to swing for some sort of home run, Eagle. If you got to if you need some sort of ridiculous 40, play Tua.
Mike White.
No, that's the opposite of that. You play Tua because he's got Tyreek Hill on his team, and you just hope Tyreek Hill in a snowstorm catches 2 touchdowns. The snow games are often overblown by how much that actually impacts fantasy numbers. Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Sometimes
and it's not supposed to be a whole lot this game, but again, it does help the offense a little.
Talking about 9 inches. What report are you reading?
Oh, I saw 3 to 5.
No,
so
no. They're talking
9
about
inches, a little more.
9 inches of snow on the ground before this game even starts. So,
we just got a question, and I didn't know about this. I don't think we have any Thursday. I'm gonna skip the line on this.
But yeah, Daniel Jones is definitely safe. He's actually QB 11 on the year.
Never mind. Ignore what I just said.
Okay.
Anyways, answer this question. I'll have to say Daniel Jones. I don't like it. I really don't.
Nobody likes it.
It makes me sick trying to say it, but I think Mike White, without the rib injury, is by far the best play if he wasn't hurt. But whatever. Next question. Nobody beats Biz. Start 2. Jerick McKinnon, Jamal Williams, Darius Slayton, Etienne, Jacoby Myers. Well, let's just assume it's PPR. Or do I do half?
It doesn't really matter because Myers has been dealing with injury. Golly,
that is true.
So I'm going to go with the safe play in Etienne and McKinnon this week. McKinnon gets the Texans. It's super juicy. He's still seeing a lot of snaps. I expect Pacheco to probably perform him, but based on the other options, I'm worried about the rest of them.
You're saying that Jamal Williams is not the safe bet here. I think that's the easiest one. I think that's that one's like the easy start, and I'm just thinking which one.
I would agree, except for it's the Jets.
It still doesn't matter to me. They rely so much on the run game, and they'll probably have opportunities near the goal line. I'm not worried about that.
The Jets have yet to allow a massive game.
But also Quinnen Williams might be out if I'm not mistaken. And that might help. Just look this up.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I think the one. It's funny because we've all given a little bit different takes on this. Because the one that I think is the slam dunk here, despite some of the recent struggles, I'll acknowledge that they exist. But I referenced my earlier conversation about you start your studs, you dance with who brung you. So for me, the way that I would look at this is I'm playing Etienne, and then it becomes a question of do you want to play?
God, I wish his foot was better though.
We all want things. And for me, it becomes a question then of do you want to play Jamal Williams or Darius Slayton? That becomes the real conversation here because Jacoby Myers is beat up to the point that I can't trust it, and I'm not interested in playing Jerick McKinnon. I understand he's had a couple flash in the pan type things. There's every chance Isaiah Pacheco just takes over, and we don't get to see the McKinnon dump off pass train happen again. There's too much volatility in that for me to really be interested in it. I'm kind of going with what I know I can count on, and it's if you're looking for floor, it's ETN and Jamal Williams because I know what I'm getting. I know exactly. I can quantify it for you. Like you're going to get combined, you're going to get 30 to 35 carries between the two of them. Call it 100 to 150 rushing yards, and you probably get one touchdown. Maybe you get two. Slayton is your upside play because if they end up falling behind in that game, and then Daniel Jones actually has to throw it, that's the last man standing. That's who's healthy. Even Richie James is in the concussion protocol now. Don't even have that anymore. They can't keep a wide receiver healthy. It's just Slayton. And Washington's secondary isn't good enough for that to matter. He'll be running down the field with his hand up the whole day.
Don't forget about your boy Isaiah Hodgins.
Nah, I'm gonna forget about
Johnson's
it.
bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and just forget about that. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna forget about it. So that's the way I'm gonna. That's the way I'm gonna answer this. That's the way I'm gonna answer this, Biz. Is that if you're looking for floor and you're looking for safe production, play the running backs, play Jamal Williams, play Etienne. But if you're in a situation where you feel like might need some upside, you need to kind of push a little bit, I'd play Etienne and Slayton. The reason I bring this up is because I have Williams and Slayton 6 spots apart in my flex rankings. Slight edge to Williams. So let's say, for example, if you're the 3 seed playing the 6 seed and you're favored to win that game, play the running backs. If that situation is reversed and you need to kind of chase points a little bit, chase some upside, play Slayton. Put Slayton in there. But I'm avoiding McKinnon because of the volatility, and I'm avoiding Myers because of the recent injuries.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say go for the floor. I agree with the ATN and Williams. That'd be my play. Slayton, I agree with that. That's kind of just like high upside, but he can get you a 4, and that'd be a terrible way. And that's a Sunday night game too. So
yeah, I know.
You're gonna be waiting all day to watch Jerry Slayton play football. Imagine that. I wouldn't.
I've lived that life. I can imagine it pretty well. So what you do is you get real
sad
drunk.
Oh.
No, you get really stinking drunk at around like 4:00, and that way you just pass out by halftime, and then you just watch the rest of the game in the morning, and it's fine. Like or don't, and then just look at the box score. That's fine too. Like I normally don't advocate for that, but in this case, it might be the play.
Jason, what did you say? Did you answer this? I know. Oh, you did. You said ATN
McKinnon and Etienne. Yeah.
We all agree on Etienne.
We do agree on Etienne. Let's move on. Zach Bergey's got a Thursday question. Pick 2 half PPR: Judy, Christian Watson, Dave Montgomery, Pittman, and
this
Ayuk.
question we got to answer this question quick. This one should have come up first, or did this just come in?
It just came in.
Oh,
So,
okay.
It's probably Ayuk for sure, since it's half PPR.
Yeah.
Without Debo, but it's
yeah. Then you can wait, and I'd see if Sutton. Well, again, you're waiting for Wilson too. So if Wilson is playing and Sutton is out, Judy would be the next option. Otherwise, I go to David Montgomery. But that also is stipulating that
I can't
Fields
quit
plays.
Pittman. I just can't quit Pittman.
I know you love it.
Well, he's got a good matchup this week too.
Correct.
It's not that I'm just like homering. I think that him and Matt Ryan do have a connection, and he'll see the volume. I'm probably gonna go Pittman and Ayuk scares me. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? I'm gonna go Pittman and Judy because Judy did play well and Rippon played against the Jets, and he got 3 touchdowns.
He did not. That was not okay. That was not all with Rippon.
Yeah,
2 of those touchdowns were with Russell Wilson still in the game.
No, I mean no. If you go back to the Jets game, how long ago that was, when Russ had to miss that game because he did too many high steps on a plane or whatever it was. He came in and Rippon had a chemistry with Judy. I don't know what the numbers are, but they
For
actually
folks playing along at home, he's not making that up. That's a real thing. It sickens me. Okay, so you're gonna go back to the well with Judy.
I will. I'm gonna go Pittman Judy.
Okay, Pittman Judy, huh?
Regardless of quarterback for Judy.
You want to know what's messed up about this question? I have my rankings, and my rankings are what they are, and I'll tell you what my actual answer is to this question. But I did consult the ECR currently. All of these players are within 2 spots. Christian Watson at 39, Brandon Ayuk at 43, Michael Pittman at 44, David Montgomery at 45, Jerry Jeudy at 46.
Wow.
It's like his whole team. It's all in a lump, right here in half point. Just because that's the Fantasy Pros ECR is what I'm referencing there, updated as of 30 seconds ago when I pulled it. So it's a fascinating thing. I will tell you, I'm not playing Watson. I don't agree with the ECR there. I'm eliminating Watson. I can't go there. Sue me. I can't. I don't trust it. I don't trust it even one little bit. My general take is I'd also not recommend Ayuk with these other options because I don't want to deal with it on the Thursday night with my quarterback being beat up. And I understand Debo's out. I'm playing Ayuk in a league because I have no better I don't have these options. For me, the ones that I actually like are David Montgomery and Pittman. That's what I'm looking for. That's my floor. I know what I'm getting. I feel very confident that I know what I'm getting with those two options. I've seen it. It's repeatable. I feel like I could take that to the bank. Everything else has some sort of crazy volatility number on it. So I got to give you my same, like, that's what I would play. I would play David Montgomery and Pittman because I know what I'm getting and I feel confident in it. That being said, look at your matchup, look at your projection. If you're projected to lose by $1 billion, yeah, play some of these other options potentially and maybe put Christian Watson in your lineup and just pray to God that the dice rolls land in your favor. Maybe not God. Pray to whatever deity you happen to pray to. And that would be kind of the thought on that. So I would need to know more about your exact matchup. But I would say, knowing only what I know, I would probably lean to David Montgomery and Michael Pittman.
And a great way to find out about that is make sure you join our Discord. It's only $1 a month. I mean, we would gladly help you break down all of this information, gladly work through your roster, do all that fun stuff.
Yeah, because you're not playing Ayuk. You got all weekend to think about this. And,
correct.
Also, we'll be here for another hour and a half. If you have any umbrage with any of this, let us know. Yep. And
thank you, Zach.
You're welcome.
Okay, right. Jason, what was your actual answer to that question?
Me?
Yeah.
I broke it down. Ayuk, Jeudy, Montgomery.
But okay. Jeudy had an asterisk.
But again, they all have asterisks. So because it requires Jeudy not to have Sutton and Wilson to play.
Yeah, okay.
If we're gonna do hypothetical,
I apologize. I was scrolling and reading while you were talking, so I didn't.
All good.
All right, we have
Montgomery
pick up any of that.
We have a backlog of questions, so let's fire.
All right, let's move on.
Go.
Brian Fior, don't call me Brian Flores. Evan Ingram, Dallas Goedert, or Tyler Conklin. Ooh.
It's so tough.
Well, it depends on Dallas Goedert if he plays. Like, I feel like Dallas Goedert's active. You play him. He's that good. Like, he's top 5 tight end, and tight end's such a mercurial position.
It means nothing. Means absolutely nothing to me. To be honest with you, I think I'm just going to play Evan Ingram.
That's kind of where I would
even
go.
If Goddard's active.
Again, it's more information. I mean, if he's on it could be on a snap count. I mean, there's all
because I will agree though that Ingram's the safest pick. I will agree. Yeah. But I just know that like if Goddard's active for some reason, I feel like he can like maybe get a red zone touchdown and that makes your week.
Look, I get it. He's playing the Bears. The Bears are top 5 matchup for tight ends because the Bears suck. The Bears are a top 5 matchup for everything because they suck. Their defense is terrible. Like I didn't even need to qualify defense. It's all terrible except like the Justin Fields number you might get. I understand the question, but given the most recent news that we have, his status is completely up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows anything. And I don't like that level of volatility for my playoffs. And I'm not thrilled about having to chase some sort of nutty 40-point game from Evan Ingram, but I really don't think I need a 40-point game from Evan Ingram for that to pay off. I think I need him to fall in the end zone one time.
Mm-hmm.
And given how involved he is, and given that they're going to have to throw against Dallas, like you might be thinking, why is he recommending Etienne? Dump offs, straight up dump offs.
I wish they'd throw to him more.
Yeah, dump offs. I would not be surprised if Jacksonville has 50 passing attempts in that game. Wouldn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form. Their defense isn't good enough to stop Dallas, or it shouldn't be. And Jacksonville, if we've learned anything, Jacksonville doesn't just roll over for anybody. They're going to battle until the last second because they're coached by Doug Peterson, who looks like Myrtle Beach. Google it. And there you go. Like, the visor don't quit. He'll play until the whistle. He's not pulling his starters. And that's just how it's going to be. So for me, I think I'm eliminating. I understand that Engram is the tight end matchup against Dallas is not a great one. They have good linebackers. The Dallas Goedert matchup is significantly better. And if I knew that Dallas Goedert was going to play, I would entertain this a little more. Tyler Conklin, stop it. Just eliminate that.
Yeah, that one's
Just
the
stop it.
throw.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Not
mean,
doing
it's
that.
Jason's gonna go to bat for tight end. What else is new?
Hey, if you haven't already, make sure to get your Abolish the Tight End T-shirt from Shop.Important.
What are you doing? It goes against every thing you believe in.
Get a lovely mug like this. Enjoy it.
Look at you.
Just chill.
But
Just chill all the way
But
down. I love it.
the,
All right.
the whole reason we do it, I mean, the whole reason I even think about Conklin is he's been seeing 8 targets. Like, that's with White. He has the opportunity.
But we don't know if it's gonna be White though. That's another.
And even if it is, White's got the rib injury. I'm not, and I don't want to deal.
Which means it's
with
going to be a
this.
shorter area target.
Yeah, Evan Ingram coming off 40, bro.
I know.
Like,
I know you're
like-
probably
like,
playing Ingram here.
so,
That's
okay,
definitely a safe
let's-
play, but
let me
they're
just say,
all really
Jason.
close if they're all playing.
Last 2 weeks, Conklin's had 15 targets, which is great. But he got 7 catches and 37 yards out of that. But
Because not all targets are created equal.
Correct.
I get
like,
that, but
it's-
15 targets, you have 7 catches, 37 yards. That's even with the tight end. Those are paltry numbers. I don't want anything to do.
No,
with
that's
that.
what I'm saying because they're Jets targets.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
have 30 Jets targets. I would rather you asked me this question. You know what I mean? Would you rather have 30 Jets targets or 10 targets from Mahomes? Probably the 10 targets from Mahomes because they're going to actually go in the area that you want them to. And it's like that's kind of the difference sometimes
White's
here.
been kind of hitting ish.
Can he actually complete a pass, or is he going to be throwing like this because his ribs are broken? I don't know. It also terrifies me that if something does go wrong, it's Wilson and not Flacco.
Yeah,
That's a
Yeah, it is. No, I
Bad
think that
problem. You, as somebody who rosters a lot of Garrett Wilson, let me explain to you what happens when Zach Wilson gets in the game. The train goes off the rails into the ravine, into hell, back out through hell, into the out the other side of the earth, like it's into the sun. It's so bad. Like you go through there's the floor, and then there's like the basement, and then there's the sub basement, and that's where Zach Wilson lives with the chuds. God, okay. Everybody over 30 got that reference. Everybody under 30, Google it. It's like you don't want this. For me, it's Evan Ingram. I don't know enough about Goddard. I tell you what, if you want to ask this question again on Saturday, Brian, when we might have some updated injury reports, I might give you a different answer. But as I sit here today with the information that I have, it's Ingram and it's not close.
All right, let's move on. Kyle asked for our thoughts on Waddle.
terrified. I'm terrified.
So he has Foreman, Dobbins, Latavius Murray, and Damian Harris.
I hate all of your other options. Kevin.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is a flex position because they're also running backs.
It's half
but-
point.
It's half. Yeah, it's half point. He didn't mention that.
Lamar
Latavius
Jackson's
Murray's
out.
getting outplayed by literal guys.
Yeah, Latavius. That one's off. That one's a write off. Marlon
When you
Mack.
lose your job to Marlon Mack,
Hey, Marlon Mack had some great years. In
Splitting the
Indianapolis.
job with Marlon Mack.
Yeah, he pretty much is now. Mike Boone's out of the picture, and I don't even
He's
think
on
that
IR.
it's not gonna matter. Yeah, so
I'm also nervous about Foreman because I don't know what happened last week with Hubbard.
yeah,
I'm
Hubbard
assuming he's still dealing with
yeah.
injury. That's the only thing I can
he's
come
got a
up with.
lingering foot injury.
Yeah. So
Foot
that's the
injuries, it's like the rib
the
injury
worst.
stuff. It doesn't get better until the offseason when you can
Yeah,
actually heal.
and I can assume it's bothering him because he was still on the injury report after the bye week. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. They
definitely-
gave 2 weeks ago. They gave Chuba Hubbard 18 carries.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, and then they went on bye, and then they came back and doubled down on that with a bye in between.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel better about Chuba Hubbard.
correct.
So much so that I added Chuba Hubbard for $1 wherever I could because nobody else wanted it. And I'm like, $1? Yeah, $1 here. Like on the off chance that it works. I think your real alternatives here are Dobbins and Damian Harris, and they both scare the hell out of me.
Well, Harris has a really good matchup. If he's the back, that's the
Yeah, if
issue.
he's actually playing, if
So
he gets cleared to play.
I'm actually really high on Dobbins this week. I like his matchup more. I like the fact that Huntley is going to be the quarterback, so it's going to go to Dobbins. That offense really can't do anything outside of that. So might as well hand it off to that guy who really showed off last week. And so I would much rather go with the safer floor of Dobbins here, but God.
No, I'm gonna agree
Like
with
I said.
Jason. I'm gonna go Dobbins.
I can't bring myself to sit Waddle. I
I
can't
know.
do it.
I
Well,
know you-
let's just imagine that Waddle's not playing.
Yeah,
And
assume
I
he's
think
out.
you're- And I think you're okay with that because they play Saturday.
Oh,
night.
wait. If Waddle's we're assuming for the purpose of this that Waddle's sitting
Yes.
now. Oh, then it's Dobbins, and we
Okay.
can move on.
Yeah. Okay.
We all
Alright.
agree on that.
Yeah.
That's that's
Yes.
fine. That's fine. I'm just saying if
I
Waddle's
wanted to
playing,
give
I
him
don't
another
know.
answer just in
If
case.
Waddle's playing, I don't know that I could bring
and this
myself.
is a good
to
one
not play him.
because if Waddle isn't active, you'll know a ton of time, and all of these guys, I believe, will be available to you, if that is the case.
if Waddle sits, I've got no problem putting. Dobbins in there.
Skylar, welcome back. Tua or Watson for quarterback this week, or pick up Mike White. I'm just worried about his ribs injury. As we mentioned, so are we. We just kind of went through this, except now we're adding Deshaun Watson into it. Of course,
It's a little different. It's a little different.
Still White.
I'm playing Tua.
Oh my god,
I am.
I know.
Like-
I can't do it though.
I was going to see Deshaun Watson. I was.
This
has
is
been
this is
completely
where we are.
unhelpful. This
Welcome
has been
coming in.
completely unhelpful, Skylar. I apologize. I'm just happy that you're a regular, so we've at least helped you at some point throughout the season, because this was completely unhelpful.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So if you want to go with the safe floor, you're probably playing
If
Tua.
Mike-
If
like,
you want
I-
the
I'll
upside, go
say-
White.
The last time
No,
we
you
talked to
did
Mike
that
White-
backward. How do you do it wrong? Like
I got it right. What are you talking about?
If Mike White wasn't hurt, it's Mike White, and it's not even close, like I usually said. But the rib, I'm with you. The rib injury scares me.
You saw what
I just
Herbert did
Tua
with
in
it.
the snow. I don't know what that's gonna look like.
it's a high level of risk with any
and
of
he-
these.
And
Yeah.
Tua-
He even
oh my-
acknowledges. I could tell. He's
Yeah.
acknowledging that there's a lot of risk with any of these choices this
Yeah.
week, because you've got Tua in a bad environment game in the snow on a Saturday, coming off a hideous performance last week.
All right.
You've got
Skylar.
Watson, who's been death.
We're
He
gonna
looks like,
fix
a
this for you,
guy
though.
who hasn't played a football game in 2 years. And then you've got Mike White with broken ribs.
No, we're going to fix this for you right now. Okay.
Pick up Trevor
Is-
Lawrence off the waiver wire. I like that
Lawrence,
idea. Like,
Daniel Jones, Taylor Heineke, all great options for you.
Yeah.
This week.
Skylar,
you're-
can you go get me a waiver wire pull? What's your waiver wire look like, sir?
Like those are all
Is
widely
Derek
available.
Carr available? I might be willing to talk to you
No.
about Derek Carr. Like,
Not doing
I don't
that.
want. I don't
No.
want to necessarily do
No,
Derek
thank
Carr.
you.
Ooh, it makes you
There
feel
are,
dirty.
but there are like. Let's see what's on the waiver wire, maybe, because I don't like any of my choices. The one I hate the least is Tua, and that's not.
Yeah,
Same
Tua
motion.
in the cold, possibly in the snow.
It's narrative-y as hell, but they were.
It is
using
narrative as
heaters.
hell, but
Well, they were
and-
using heaters last week in the 55-degree weather. It's going to be 10 in Buffalo.
Can I just say, I'm gonna go on a little bit diatribe. Like I read that, yeah, you need heaters. You're in Los Angeles.
You're from
As someone who
Canada.
If someone lives in Canada,
You're
I would love 55 weather. I will take
you're
55.
so biased. Like
I will take 55 weather for the rest of my life.
you need to like unzip your shirt with your Canadian flag like underneath it, Superman.
I'm
Like,
actually not wearing any like Jays apparel like I usually do. So.
Oh, I thought it was a
Canada?
leaf today.
yeah, I thought you might have a Leafs
It's the
shirt on or
Raptors.
something.
No, it's actually
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns.
There you
so
go.
It's not Raptors though.
Oh,
So
you're
weird.
killing me.
Sorry, he just followed up. Daniel Jones is on waivers.
There we
probably-
go.
Oh, I
roll it
probably
out
would
there.
do that actually.
Go for it right
I would probably cut somebody to do that actually. I
now.
feel
See,
a lot
we fixed
better
it for
about
you,
it.
Skylar. We got you all locked up, buddy.
Yeah, I'd feel a lot better about that. I might actually be cutting Deshaun to do it too, because we're in the playoffs at this point. You're risking that in the playoffs for a championship game. You're gonna do
For
that,
Daniel Jones off the waiver wire.
Give me 1 second.
or Deshaun, who's looked god awful.
That is tough. I honestly, I can't get
Ooh.
myself to say yes, but
Yeah,
now that Daniel
man.
Jones in the mix, I might actually go Daniel Jones.
I'm probably.
I don't
gonna go
love it,
Daniel
and I didn't
Jones.
love
I
it
don't
when
love
I-
it
Why we
either.
do it right
But
now.
I'm
Because
probably
of the
going to do
question.
a 1-week rental on Daniel Jones and cut something that I think I can reacquire.
Yeah,
Mike
something
White
you don't
being the
need.
most. Mike
he
White's
doesn't have-
probably the
he
thing that's
doesn't have
most
Mike White.
cuttable.
Mike White was on the way. I think Mike White.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. But you can't
Yeah.
cut to realistically speaking, because you'll never get him back, and then you can't really
And
cut.
Deshaun the same thing, but that doesn't matter if he's going to play like crap for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's
so-
kind of my point. It's like you got two
Yeah.
He has
matchups.
really
left.
nice matchups for Watson, though.
I don't know that I can.
God awful Watson almost scored 20 last week though.
I know. That's why I brought it up. I don't think it might be this week, but it's so frustrating to watch.
It's the
So
most
tough.
constipated thing I've seen. It's just like
It's his first time playing in 2 years, and you can tell every second he plays.
Yeah, it's
Once it clicks, though, it's not going to be good for anybody else he's playing against.
I won't oppose if he chooses Watson. I'll just say that.
What's the worst thing on your roster, Skylar? What's the worst thing you have on your
whatever his defense is? Doesn't matter what defense.
His second
just
defense.
just
What does he have a second
Or
defense? I don't know. I don't
second-
know his
No,
team.
I'm just saying whatever the defense is.
Yeah, but you need that defense
I know.
ostensibly. I'm assuming you only have one, unless you have multiple. I'm trying to
But
figure
more
out
likely,
what the worst thing is on Skylar's team.
Chiefs
to
and
cut.
Chargers defenses are probably available.
Let's
and-
let
We'll
him-
put a pin in
yeah,
that and come back
let's
to it.
let's get to somebody
Yeah.
else. Sorry, I'm scrolling up here. Marcus asked Chris Moore in the next 2 juicy matchups over Pickens, Burks, or Paris Campbell. Afraid if I drop any of the above 3, I won't be able to pick them back up. I don't know. It's just
I mean,
me.
you could
I
probably
don't,
drop Campbell pretty safely, but it's
Chris Moore though. I guess
Yeah.
he's been
Well,
okay.
again, it's whatever wide receiver is available for the Texans. I mean, I'm assuming Cooks is like
Hey, Chris
well,
Moore had
actually, he
one
was
good week.
Cooks is probably going to play. Nico Collins
this
is
week. It
probably
won't be
not
out.
Yeah, and that was the thing last week. They neither of them played, and that
Yes.
was and Moore had I feel like it was a blip. I wouldn't pick up Chris Moore. That's just me.
It's.
I mean, I
the
would
same
probably
thing. It's a
cut.
big-
I would
big
be
blow.
fine cutting Paris Campbell to do it.
Correct. That's
because
where
I
I'm
don't
at.
give a crap about Paris Campbell, and I never
But
have,
of
and I never
those
will.
3, who you're gonna?
I'm going to hold on to Burks on the off chance that at some point he gets cleared from the concussion protocol, and you can't cut
Yeah.
Pickens. So
Definitely.
But I don't care about Paris Campbell. I have zero allegiances to Paris Campbell. Makes no difference to me. You're cutting what? You're cutting one wide receiver for another one at that point? Yeah, go nuts.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, did we pick one of those 3 though? Oh, I'm fine dropping Waller.
I said don't. I said don't pick up Chris Moore, but you guys said
Yeah.
Paris Campbell. So then, if
Jason
that's
and
what he
I
said,
are saying cut Paris Campbell to pick up
Yeah.
up Chris Moore.
yeah,
Jordan is saying he wouldn't bother.
leave him on the waiver wire. Skylar again with a different question: Njoku or Waller if he's back this week?
Njoku.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not
Joker.
playing Waller the rest of the season. I'm done with it, honestly.
I'm getting there.
all right, guys, take a stretch here because Danny Ward has like a million.
Here we
questions.
go.
Do I need to get
Well,
a beer?
Danny coming in
Is it
strong.
finally
I,
happening? Did I
today
actually
would
just have to open a
it'd be,
beer
it'd
on
be
the show?
great if you want to get a beer because this is a lot. Okay, first
Yes, he
question:
is.
Jeff Driscoll listed as a tight end quarterback on Yahoo is a must start. Absolutely, that's a cheat code. I don't feel like that.
Especially in the matchup, he's still going to see more snaps.
Yeah.
They
What
signed him
is
to the
wrong
active
with
roster.
Yahoo?
Yep.
I don't know,
because
but
he
isn't
had-
Davis Mills playing though? Like, is Davis Mills
Yes,
starting?
but even last week, Jeff Driscoll saw snaps.
yeah, I
They
guess that's
kept
true.
doing that stupid thing
Correct.
where they were running 2
Yeah.
quarterbacks in there.
Like the
It's
Saints.
You couldn't do worse. If
stupid.
you have if you're dealing with I'm trying to think of an example, like Tyler Conklin or Dulcich. Do you want to throw in Jeff Driscoll and maybe get some cheap passing yards? I don't know.
I'm going to say this. Must start? No. I would need to know what your other option is. But I would agree he's a T too.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that's your scoring, he'd be a T. So it's the Taysom Hill argument.
Correct.
He's not a tight end, but they let him play at tight end. And anybody who plays quarterback that gets listed at tight end is automatically a tight end too. So he'd be like 14 in the tight end rankings off the top of my head. I'm doing that on the fly, so it's not an exact number,
Yeah,
but he'd be
but-
like something like that.
But
He'd
you
be-
have to
With the upside of being 1.
but you have to hope that
Yeah.
Lovie Smith goes back to whatever he was doing and he doesn't stick with Davis Mills.
well, sure, but like
They signed him to the active
I'm
roster.
asking the question. I'm answering the question as asked,
yeah.
which is listed as a tight end. Is he a must start at TE2? No, he's not a must start. Yes, he would be a TE2.
Mhm.
I would need to know what your other options are, but he'd be very similar in ranking to Taysom Hill, who I have at 16 this week. He'd be in that neighborhood, about 14, 15, 16, 17, something like that.
And I'm assuming
Uh,
the next one is going to be Pittman and Jones for everybody.
Well, I don't think it's. Oh, it does say pick 2.
Yeah,
Just trying to knock that out real quick. Evans did
if you
have
would have
that
asked,
TD
if you would have
callback,
told me at the
but-
start of the year, one of those things.
I'd have
we said
laughed in your face, but
I'd
I
have laughed in
agree.
your
I
face.
can't you can't play Mike Evans this week because I have Mike Evans in a league where I'm bereft of talent and have backdoored into the playoffs as the 6th seed. Not putting Mike Evans in my lineup again. I can't do it. I'm not taking another 8. I don't know if it's Tom Brady or if it's Mike Evans or if it's a combination of the two, but something ain't working. And it's Chris Godwin just feasts in these games, and Rachaad White puts you a decent number. There's like 3 useful bucks right now. It's as ugly as it is. It's Fournette because he still somehow compiles a number. It's White because he catches enough dump offs to matter, and it's Godwin, and I don't want anything else. No Brady, no Evans, nothing. Get off my lawn with K. Dot and Cameron Braid. I'm done talking about it. Like, go take that.
They were streamer. There's a streamer chance if one of them's out. That's the only
Take
thing.
that to the park where maybe the squirrels will care. Okay, I'm not interested. And so let's move on to this third question here.
PPR, Andrews, Njoku, Goddard.
Njoku. I'm also writing off Andrews at this point.
I'll say it like I did last time. If
No,
Goddard,
it's because of the quarterback crap.
yeah. If
Yep.
Goddard plays, I'm starting Goddard.
Crap is the nicest word I can use.
Keep it in PG. There you go.
It's
There you go.
PG-13. I get one F-bomb a show. That's the rules. I didn't make that up.
You
That's the
can't
Ratings
use-
Association of
You
America.
can't use the F word in terms of like sexual intercourse. I did learn.
Yes,
that.
yeah, exactly.
It
You can
has
use
to-
it as just an expletive, but you
Yeah,
can't.
yeah. You can't use it in
in
that
the
context.
literal sense of what it
Yes.
actually means.
Yeah, those are the rules.
Tune in for the back half of the show to see when the F-bomb gets dropped, folks. Stay tuned.
Might be during
Another good
Jason's
reason to
Simpsons.
join the Discord. You could gladly hear us.
Well, you can swear all you want on the Discord. I don't care. Swear all you want. You won't be the first. You won't be the last. Like,
But everybody's going Njoku here, right? Well, except for Goddard if he goes or
I
isn't restricted.
hate having to pick. I don't like Njoku. I don't.
I don't
know
like
what it is.
Njoku either, but I'm playing him.
I'm gonna be.
That's
I'm gonna
where
be
we're at.
difficult. I'm gonna start Andrews.
That's
That's
fine.
just me.
I
I'm
can't
just
argue
looking
with
at
you.
Yeah.
The real conversation
Still tied
here
at
is
11.
Njoku versus Andrews. And if Lamar was playing, I wouldn't be having this conversation. I would just say Andrews and
Yeah.
we would move on. But I don't like anything about that with Huntley getting cleared too quickly, in my estimation. They're somehow theoretically going to let him play.
Mhm.
I hate it. Like, I hate everything about it. I normally this would be a prime example of start your studs. In this instance, though, Andrews is a stud, but he's not getting what he needs to produce properly.
Dead
and the
targets.
one thing, and there's 2 things on the Browns that actually work right now, and it's Njoku and it's against all odds Donovan Peoples-Jones. That's what works. Those are the 2 things that I'll recommend on the Browns, and then everything else is like, well, Chubb you have to play because you're not gonna have better options. So
And last
you're
one's-
gonna play Andrews, huh? I thought you were
I
gonna go
would.
Goddard there and be even more.
No, I
difficult.
said that. I said Goddard, but if Goddard's out, then I'm picking Andrews.
All
But
right.
But if all 3 are, I'm starting Goddard.
I go by who's most likely to fall bass backwards into the end zone, and it's proving to be Njoku. It's his one job. He only
And
has
he's
the-
very good at it.
I disagree, but he
Yeah.
he does have the job. I disagree with the part where he's good at it, but he does have the opportunities.
And the last one in this section, Dulcich or Taysom Hill.
Dulcich,
Even with
Don't think-
Rippin, you don't think that's
Don't
gonna
care.
affect? Okay.
don't care about that. And how could it be worse?
Yeah.
I'm seriously asking, how could it realistically be worse? And then the other side of that is, you know what Taysom Hill is? You could get a 1, you could get a 40. You're probably going to get a 1. And Dulcich here, I really am dubious that Cortland Sutton's going to suit up for that game. I'm not convinced that's happening.
Court Sutton's playing or no?
I don't think he is playing.
Okay,
I am
I agree.
dubious that
That's
he
where I'm
will
at.
play. That is, yeah. Do we have a second part to Daniels?
there's many more parts. To
I'm not
Daniel's
surprised.
Love
We've
Daniel,
all met
though.
Daniel. And
Next question. PPR, Dante Foreman, Antonio Gibson, P. Ryan, or any Texans receiver out of Moore, Dorsett, Rogers. Well, you get rid of that. I don't want anything to do with that, especially if Collins and Cooks play. So for me, it's just the first 3. Not playing P. Ryan because Mixon's playing, so that's the 2.
playing Gibson.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning.
I'm not happy with it, but
Yeah, I'm not either. And Foreman's kind of still gimpy. I think that they're I think they'll keep Hubbard somewhat in that fold, even if form feels a little better. So I'm going to go Gibson as well.
If I thought Higgins and Boyd were out, I might play P. Ryan, but I'm going to agree and go with Gibson there.
There
No
we go.
one's
Wow,
happy about it.
we agreed about it. So now his
We
next
did.
question.
Everybody's
Next question,
unhappy.
half PPR, P. Ryan, Burkhead, or I'm assuming is Dare Ogunbowale.
Dare Ogunbowale, who I will eliminate immediately. P. Ryan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
What
where
what
we're
is
at.
Damian Pierce's status? Is he?
I don't
think-
actually care.
Yeah, I think he right now. Well,
I have so much data that
He's-
that just screams that Dare Ogunbowale is not good at football.
No, I don't care about that.
He hasn't practiced this week.
But
Pierce
Burkhead
hasn't.
might actually I think a lot of dump offs. They're not run the ball probably against Kansas City. But I
Oh,
can
sure.
see
If you want to make that argument, yeah. I can
maybe
listen to that.
maybe Burkhead gets involved in pass games, half PPR, and I think he might actually be more involved than P. Ryan. So I actually might go Burkhead if Pierce doesn't play, which is kind of looking like it might happen.
All right.
Which I'm
no.
disgusted with, but that's just
He hasn't practiced this week.
yeah. So
If you want to go that way, I'm not going to call you crazy. I just know that even with Mixon back, P. Ryan is still getting dump offs and he's getting red zone work. I'm just going to go with that. He's looked
That's fair.
really good. He's making an argument to get a lot more playing time next year.
yeah.
And I mean, it's the Bucks. the P. Ryan versus. God, they're both great matchups. I'll go with the majority and actually go with Burkhead, just because I think he will see more touches in general. So
I can't really argue with that as a known Rex Burkhead truther and apologist. I was look. We've
I
seen
get
this. This happened last year with Burkhead, where there was an injury, and down the stretch, Burkhead got a pile of targets. So much so that they gave him a contract extension. He was the only one that got extended. Yes, working together in conjunction with several other players from years gone by. They absolutely did. They held him at ransom. It was I'm sorry that they're not good.
that's not true. Campbell is
Oh,
actually
by all
healthy.
means, defend Paris Campbell, please.
Is
I'd love to
actually
hear that.
healthy. Does that not count for anything?
Very little.
He's played well when he's been alive and on the field.
Can I say something very nice about Paris Campbell? I don't hate him.
That worked.
High praise for you as a Colts fan, actually.
I don't hate him.
High praise. Where's Aiden when I need him to defend Paris Campbell with stats? Should have had this.
Yeah.
Should have had Aiden on here today.
All right, back to more Daniel questions. Half
All right.
PPR, Christian Watson or Garrett Wilson? Pains me to sit one because my RB2 is currently P. Ryan. Well, clearly you have P. Ryan in every league, it seems like.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea though.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea, but oh my god.
I don't know how.
You have to go Wilson.
I don't know how
mean,
you're sitting
just
Wilson.
just
because
of all.
Yeah, the only thing that worries me is that it's Zach Wilson throwing to him, but I'd still even play Garrett.
We don't. We.
We don't know
I'll
that
tell you
for
what.
sure.
If that happens, you'll know about it on Saturday or Sunday morning. Okay. So
Yeah, and Watson plays
Watson
Monday.
doesn't go until Monday.
Yeah, so that's true.
So it's very simple. If it's Mike White, I'm playing Wilson. If it ain't Mike White, no Jets. No Jets. If it's not Mike White, we move on from all the Jets.
Okay.
Olave or T. Higgins?
Well,
Olave.
Higgins. You're
Higgins
gonna play
has been-
Olave or T. Higgins.
He is still dealing with injury. The fact that
I
he
know that's
used
the
a lot of
issue.
people last week, I'm not risking it. I'd much rather play the guy I know who's going to play.
I do like Olave's matchup. I will admit that.
I'm not scared, and I'm a T. Higgins truther till I die. T. Higgins. If T. Higgins is playing, he's playing for you. He'll be playing for me in my matchup if he's playing for me in my Dynasty Orphan, all right? That's how confident I am. And I have other options. I could play Alan Lazard if I really wanted to.
Ugh.
Like,
Dirty.
yeah, but
I don't
I'm,
like
I'm
that either.
playing T. Higgins. I could also probably figure out a running back if I really needed to. But no, it's T. Higgins. If T. Higgins is playing, he's playing for me. That's how it works. He's too good. He's too talented.
Limited practice both Wednesday and Thursday.
Don't care.
I'm
It's
just throwing it out there.
See, Daniel, it's the opposite of my Paris Campbell and Dare Ogunbowale takes. All right,
Higgins
passion-
came and saved Neil's family.
the passion runs both ways. It's right. T. Higgins was he was on the hostage negotiation team. He was running the bullhorn to get them out of the bank. That's right.
Okay, well, I'll go Higgins. Next one, PPR. Are we going to eliminate Stevenson? Just say Harris. Are we going to do that?
Yeah.
Because if it's Stevenson PPR, you're playing him. But let's just say for this sake, Damian Harris, Marquise Brown, Jerry Jeudy, Juju, Mike Williams, pick 2.
I think I'm going Judy and Mike Williams here.
Yeah,
It's
that's
PPR. I'm eliminating the running back thing because I don't know and it's too much of a headache. Not playing Marquise Brown. That's off the
and
table.
I'm also not really gonna play Juju. Like over Judy and Mike Williams. No, thank you. I'm
I'm gonna roll.
double
I'm
on
gonna
that.
roll
I'm
out
going
there with-
Judy, Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Brown also popped up on the injury report today, so that's also makes
Still
me
doesn't
nervous.
matter. Cole
I'm
McCoy's
just
throwing
gonna-
to him, so I'm not worried about that. That's
It's again Mike Williams, Judy if Sutton is out, and then I'll go to Harris.
you love your Damian Harris, don't you?
That's a matchup.
All right,
That's
and
what it all
now
comes down to.
we have saved Daniel Ward's best questions for last.
Uh-oh.
Brady or Mike White?
I'll let Jason go first because he's so passionate about this question.
It's Mike White, man. I can't. I got to do it. Got to keep rolling with the white man.
I might even go White, even with the rib injury.
You
That's
might
how much
want
I-
to think of a different nickname for Mike White than the White Man. I'm just saying that's problematic. Okay, and look at me, look at me. Okay, look at what I look like, and I'm telling you that's problematic. All right, I don't need to get we don't need to get canceled. I already say enough dumb stuff on this show, and so do you. To be fair, that Mike White's nickname cannot be the White Man. Never again. I'm cutting that off right here. We're not doing that. Think of a different nickname. All right.
Printer paper.
Oh God.
Sorry. We're going right down. My bad. Golly.
I'm just gonna sit here and stare at you.
It's been a long
awkwardly.
week. It's been a long week. And then from there, I'm also going white over the other
Oh, I
one.
was gonna ask.
for the
So,
next question.
are we going to Sean Carr, the White?
No,
Man?
no. We didn't finish answering the first question because
Okay, sorry.
I had to stop. I agree. I would play Mike White over Tom Brady. It's another one where if you would have asked me that question at the beginning of the year, I'd have laughed in your face. I'm not playing Brady in the playoffs if I can avoid it. I don't need a 12 out of my quarterback position. And then yes, you want to do the second one here: Deshaun, Carr, Mike White.
Still white.
I'm gonna do it. We're gonna go all three because I want to hear Neil's answer.
No,
before-
I'm going to play Mike White because Derek Carr is terrifying, and I've been very vocal about how I'm not starting Deshaun Watson because I have no idea what I'm getting. I might live to regret this, but frankly, you could live to regret any three of those decisions. So
I am gonna go to Deshaun Watson. I said it before, even when the Mike White's come up.
I have the one spot different in my rankings. It's not. That's.
I
not
know,
that
but
good.
I'm still. I'm gonna
Like,
go to Deshaun Watson just because the rib injury, man.
I
It's
get
fine.
it.
It
I
sucks.
understand. I'm not going to argue with you about it too hard.
Okay, so
For
he
now.
says- he
For
says
now, Daniel, thank
But he's
you.
also said a lot of other stuff, so we'll get to it.
Oh, I know. We'll get there later. but
Other
Daniel's
people.
Daniel's
have
had a
questions.
lot of screen time.
Uh,
We got to get
okay.
some people. We got to get some other people some
Okay.
questions.
I
here.
think we haven't answered this one from Skylar yet. Elijah Moore, Pittman,
Oh, that's fine.
Watson, Rashad White, or Fournette. Pick 2, full PPR.
Pittman and Watson.
Ooh, Pittman Moore.
I'm gonna go Pittman Watson too because I don't know what the Jets is gonna be like. So I'm gonna take Christian Watson, who's been good, consistently good.
I don't know about good, but he scores a lot of touchdowns.
Scores touchdowns.
He
That's what I
scores
need.
touchdowns.
Finds the end zone,
Having the
and I don't
weirdest
really, I can't really take
LeGarrette
any other.
Blount season that I've ever seen. Unbelievable.
Okay. Brian Fiore.
He's back.
So he's gonna go with Evan Ingram based on his last question. Is he crazy for starting Dak over Mahomes? His opponent is starting Juju, Kelsey, Pacheco. That's honestly the only thing. worse
Oh,
about
I
me
get your
with Mahomes.
question.
But yeah. So that's not gonna matter.
Doesn't
Whatever
matter.
Mahomes does or throws them, it won't matter if they're playing them. Personally, I think that's okay because I personally don't like playing players on the same team because they cannibalize each other. Kansas City might be a little different. The only thing
Well-
that worries about me with Mahomes is they're playing the Texans, and I'm scared that they'll go up a lot
Very
early,
rapidly, and then he'll be done.
and then
Yeah.
they'll just coast. That's
Well,
what looked like
That's
against
why he's
Denver.
doing this. He's asking because of the
No,
fact
I
that
know.
he's going to be able to offset the points from Juju and Kelsey with
I'm still playing
potentially
Mahomes.
throwing
though.
it.
I'm
I'm also
Mahomes.
still playing Mahomes.
Start your studs.
Yeah,
Yeah, dance with who brung you.
it's fine.
And I'm not worried-
I would probably.
the logic knife cuts both ways.
Yeah.
You don't want to play Mahomes because Mahomes will be feeding your opponent. Well, if Mahomes plays bad, you tank one position, they tank 3.
Mhm.
So it ultimately doesn't matter.
And think of it this way: besides Pacheco, unless he gets receiving touchdowns, you're getting a chunk of those points too with Kelsey and Juju. So
I can't take the downgrade.
No,
to,
I can't
to
either.
Dak. I will say I get the question because Dak has a really nice matchup this week against Jacksonville's terrible secondary.
And the
That
fact
being said, it won't
they aren't
matter
gonna
if
roll
Tony
over.
Pollard and Zeke just roll them over anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start in this situation. I default to start my studs.
Perfect. All right. Oh, here we go. Polo Ched.
Hey,
Polo
welcome in,
Ched.
Polo.
Hey.
So he's also thinking about sitting Waddle on Saturday because of the weather. We've been talking about this. It's iffy. You know, it's Tua's not coming off a bad game in climate controlled arena to the cold confines of Highmark Stadium, I guess it's called now.
Just say Buffalo. It's fine.
Buffalo.
Yeah,
Ralph Wilson. It's not Ralph Wilson Stadium anymore. Maybe
I don't know the names anymore. It changes every other year. I don't keep track of it.
Whoever pays the most
barely
money
care.
names it. It's fine.
Yeah, I get it. My question is going to be for what?
Yeah.
Sitting Waddle for what are my other choices?
Yeah. Poli, if you want to let us know, we can help
He
you with
will.
that.
He
Yeah,
will.
of
He
course
knows.
will.
He knows how this rolls.
He knows how the show works. He'll be back. We'll move on.
Oh,
I'm aware that it's not going to be a snowstorm, Brian, but there's going to be 9 inches already on the ground, and it's going to be about 10 degrees is the high, with some winds. So
that's Celsius.
Also, Tua has been on the West Coast for 2 weeks. In very warm
yes,
weather.
they
In
will
the
clear, and yes, they will clear the snow off the field.
But it will also snow during the game
Potentially.
with wind.
I don't know, Skylar. If you want to let me know what this was regarding, AJ Dillon.
Random thought. Who knows?
No.
No, it had to do with something. I apologize. Oh, he did have one question. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. We're like, yeah. If you can help us back here, then that'd be great. So Daniel wants to follow up with his Evans, Zay Jones, Pittman question. He also has DPJ.
Oh, okay.
I'd probably go DPJ and Pittman then.
Yeah, I would too, actually.
Still Zay Jones and Pittman.
I-
Too many
I-
targets, man.
no, but
There's
I
so many targets.
I don't blame you. Like, it's not by much, but I just like DPJ a little bit better.
Well, and the fact that Cooper's still nursing his hip.
And plays. That's backwards.
Love it. We're here for you, Danny. That's for
So
sure.
Skylar, maybe this has to do with it. Pick 2 full PPR. Fournette, Pollard, Aaron Jones, or AJ Dillon. Only if Jones out or Swift. So good job for getting your handcuffed. So Swift. Oh, let's just start with so Pollard's a yes. Like Pollard, you're playing.
And you're probably playing Jones. And if he's out, you're playing Dillon.
I think Jones
But
will be active though. I don't.
That was my
Jones
understanding
is
as well.
Probably going to play. I'm not really worried about
Yeah, and I
that.
think I would play
You got a long week. Should be fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm playing Aaron Jones in one of my playoff games. Not worried about it. I'm infinitely more worried about playing Swift than I am about some of these other names on this list. I would play Pollard and Aaron Jones, and I actually don't think it's that close.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's where
with
I'm
that.
at.
Yep. Well, look at us agreeing on something. Oh, I like this one. A Canadian Colts fan that's like a Rhode Island Broncos fan. I don't know if that's an analogy or not, but I'll take it.
I've never heard that before.
Neither have I.
It works out. You know.
Brian again asks
Ooh.
Panthers defense, Cowboys defense, or Packers defense.
Panthers.
I think it's.
Yeah, even you would start Panthers even if like Pickett plays.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm playing the Cowboys. Like,
I don't know about the Cowboys.
actually,
like,
I'm
it is
now
the
realizing
best.
they
A lot
just
of
got
injuries.
Jacksonville. No,
Because
it's
I was actually
Jacksonville
leading
too.
Packers. Which,
Actually,
no, I was.
Actually, you know
Packers is
what?
solid.
I'm
It's a
just
safe
thinking.
play.
I'm just now thinking through like what these matchups actually are. It is Packers because the
It is
Packers
Packers.
are going to be playing the Rams, and sure they have Baker Mayfield, and that's a little better. And the Packers is a bad defense, like legitimately. But your other options here are not great. I'm not as sold on the Panthers as other people seem to be. I get that it's Pittsburgh, but like Panthers is not a good defense.
They're
I mean,
not.
they've been playing pretty solid the past 3 weeks.
I think they're a good defense, like I think they're good defensive pieces. I just don't think that they have it together right now. And as bad as Pittsburgh's looked, I don't think it's gonna really. They're gonna be stopping them at all. I go Packers. I don't know about you, Jason. Are you sticking with Panthers, or are we gonna sweep this one?
I'm fine with either. I think they're both safer than the Cowboys this week, but I mean, if you're looking for turnovers, you're probably going Packers. If you're looking for just a low-scoring game, it's the Panthers. So I think Panthers are significantly safer than the Packers.
So Polo, his options are Pickens, Dobbs, Dotson.
Over Waddle.
Over Waddle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably playing Waddle.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's playing based on those options, you're
I
playing
can't
him.
trust Dobbs coming off the injury because I don't know what his role or what that will be.
I think the only real question here would be Pickens.
Yes.
Waddle v Pickens, and I'm going Waddle.
I'm probably gonna go Waddle too. We have a question from the audience. Steve Bottom.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, look at
Hang
this
up and
guy.
listen.
Yeah. We'll get to your question later.
Yeah.
Wait, it's Steve? Is it a 2-defense league? That was the
Yeah,
question I
that's
know.
true. Is it a 2D league?
Yeah, I'm guessing not. If he's
World
asking.
first?
Golly, those are actually close. I have them as I think 1 and 2 right now. For my
Yeah, that's why
defense
he's doing it. Do you
I
not
know.
get the show?
He's driving me nuts.
Do you not get the show? Like, you've been here for 3
I know. But
How
I
many
still.
years?
It's
Like-
still the question.
So many
I'm like,
bits
oh.
you have to.
don't get the
Take
show
that.
at all. Like, just not understanding the show.
Oh, I
Still
missed
think I'm
this.
going
Yes.
there.
I saw this. I was going to say, yes, very much so.
Okay,
Very much so. That's exactly right.
it's a super defense.
Super
league.
defense. Nice.
Yeah, super defense.
Extra
league.
points.
Okay, cool.
So just
cool.
play both and call it.
Cool.
a
I
day.
like it.
Daniel with another question. With I'm guessing with Waddle questionable in his standard league. Does he play Amari Cooper, Keenan, Waddle, pick 2? Oh, Waddle
you're
question.
def-
Okay.
Yeah, you're definitely playing Allen.
Yeah.
But they're now Cooper and Waddle both have injuries.
Yeah, Amari's a little bit this one's tough because they both play
He's hippie.
Saturday.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
hippie. It just. Ugh.
You know what? I
Heard
would
of you said that. I'm like, he's a hippie? Like, I doubt it.
I would
I really doubt it. Like,
for this one I would keep Waddle in and see what he's like. I'd probably go Waddle and Keenan Allen.
It's.
that's what I'm doing. I'm not playing
Yeah.
Amari Cooper with the questionable tags and the.
But you'll play Waddle the questionable tag.
I'd rather deal with that than and kind of know what I'm getting, and it's a bad situation all around. But I feel like he's more likely to play than Amari Cooper is right now, and also Amari Cooper's been terrible since Watson took over. It's not strictly speaking his fault, but he's hurt, and the quarterback thing. I don't know what it is, man, but it really does
On the
appear
road.
that Watson. I don't care about home road splits. You're the only person that falls into that trope.
Cooper should have a good week based on that, though. He's
The
home.
it really does feel like Watson prefers Peoples Jones.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, but it does feel that way.
Cooper
so-
saw 9 targets though in his short.
No,
amount of time.
yeah, it's not terrible. It's just if he's beat up, I'm gonna roll with Keenan Allen and Waddle. I think we all agree for sure that Keenan Allen you're playing.
Yes.
Juicy matchup. Let's go.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's it. If
For
I forgot
now.
if I forgot your question, or if you still have one, please.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Hotspire. Going Brett, baby.
Doesn't get the show at all.
here we go. Polo Chad asking the
Okonkwo.
real questions.
Okonkwo.
I'm gonna
Yep.
go Okonkwo too.
Mostly because I think Burke's out, and so he's going to see those targets.
I
and
will be shocked if Treylon Burks is playing. Just utterly shocked. Thank you for the Twitter follow, by the way, earlier today, Polo. I saw it.
Yeah. Polo.
I
followed me
see
too.
you.
Thank you, Polo.
I see you.
Super
I don't
fan
tweet
Polo
enough,
Chad.
so it's not worth it.
I hate Twitter and I use it sparingly. I'm much more active on Discord, but I do appreciate it, and I do tweet periodically, mostly about how much I hate Twitter.
I tweet about how much I hate the Colts, and that's like.
Yeah, I've noticed. You
Once-
stopped
once
doing
in a
that
blue
too
moon.
for mental health reasons.
Well, I just feel like everyone knows what they are now. Like they're not frauds. People try to tell me at work that they're frauds. I'm like, how can they be frauds? They hired Jeff Sauer's coach. Anyways, Anthony Westbrook has a question. Rashad White over Fournette rest of the season? Yes.
For me, yeah.
Probably. Most PPR leagues, that's how you're going to
We'll
be rolling it.
readjust this conversation, Anthony, for next offseason. Tune in for 32 teams in 32 days, where Steve, myself, and Mike Manning break down every team, just like the name implies, in 32 days. We will be having this conversation in depth. But for rest of season, yeah, I'm gonna go with White over
Yep.
Fournette.
Correct. I agree.
Alrighty. You know what
Okay,
time
we're
it
gonna
is.
we're gonna move into everybody's favorite part of the show, the part of the show that everybody 100% tunes in for, and they hold their breath waiting for. It's that time for week 15. Hey Jason, while we wait for some more questions to come in, why don't you do your start sit of the week at quarterback?
Before you do, we do have.
See,
Way to go-
Skylar gets it. Skylar gets it. I knew it was coming. in.
We
It's
answered
cheap, baby.
super
Way
fan
to
Steve's
completely
question.
step on me. I appreciate that. That's perfect. That's par for the course for this show. That's fantastic.
Did we actually answer this unironically when Steve answered it? 'Cause I
Oh
don't
no,
remember.
I will do it if people actually want that done.
I'm going to Kansas City because I don't
It's Kansas
trust.
City.
It's Kansas City.
I love the Eagles defense. They're the better defense, but you
Yeah.
can't not play the Kansas City defense against the Houston
Well,
dumpster fire.
Yeah, and then Fields is going to
Like,
probably get yards, and that's going to eat up your points. So that easily Kansas City.
there'll be turnovers.
That is so funny.
Yep. As a sneak preview for 32 teams in 32 days, Fournette will be on the RB1
Oh, what a fall
of
from
his
grace,
couch. You want me to do it
and,
again? Hold on,
yeah.
go down.
You know,
No, hold on.
Anthony just wanted to reaffirm, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
so
matter. It's
Skylar-
PPR. It's fine. It doesn't change.
Skylar
anything.
wants you to.
You want me to do it again? I'll do it again. Hey, Jason. While we wait for more questions to come in, why don't you do your start sit of the week at quarterback?
Well, I guess we've kind of already touched on it a lot, but it's Mike White versus the Lions.
The
He gets
white
the best.
man. The white man.
Jordan,
The white man's
I'm
back at it.
Cutting your microphone. Why
Gets-
do you insist on trolling? You just instigate.
Hey, not my fault. He's gonna pick Mike White. for
All
his
you
start of the
do
week.
is just instigate. Jason
It was
says
a
something.
meatball.
Jason says something that falls out of his head that he should have really screened, and you have to. We've moved on from it, and you got to instigate. Hey, Jordan, if you don't stop screwing around, I'm going to cut your microphone.
But yeah, it's Mike White versus the Lions. Gets the best matchup for a quarterback. Lions allow 26 points to the position. And it looks like he's going to play. Granted, I am nervous about his ribs, potentially holding back a little. However, we saw last week, he came back after being hit multiple times. Even though he had to go to the hospital afterwards, he was willing to put in that fight. And currently, Mike White is putting up 18.3 fantasy points. QB 10 over the past 3 weeks. Team continues to move fast. And on top of that, it's throwing 40-plus times every week. So all things that you're looking for. He also has been over 250 yards every game. His lowest game was actually this past week against the Bills, where he put up 268 yards. So if he's healthy, I think you have to play him. I mean, he's going to likely start. You have to play him. Too much upside for me not to have him in the top 12.
All right. Can't argue with that.
Well, you're going to argue with the next one, though. Because my
Nah,
set of
I
week is-
doubt it. I've read it. I doubt it.
It's Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, versus the Bills. Weather makes me worried.
Got to go
Okay.
chalk. The chalkiest.
Hey,
chalkiest-
people have him so high. I
Wait.
understand.
Hold on. Before you get into your actual rationale,
Uh,
from the peanut gallery, this is the right answer.
oh,
I don't know why. I don't know how I didn't think of that.
That's
That's-
beautiful. Yes.
That's
no,
what it is.
That's
Like,
actually Kirk Cousins' nickname. Let's just get that.
No, his name is Mr. Khaki.
no, I was gonna call Kirk Cousins the accountant
Oh, that works.
because he's who he just does your taxes and he wears his khaki pants.
Your insurance agent.
Yeah, he's your he's from state. Yeah, exactly. It's like Jake from State Farm.
Uh,
What are you wearing? Khakis.
Anthony also asked, we're not worried about Aaron Jones. We all think he's going to play on Monday.
Yeah.
Yes. We
I'm
all
Have him
I'm
in my
not
lineup
worried.
already.
Yeah, I've already got him in my playoff lineup too. He's playing. I'm actually kind of excited about it because it's the
It's a great
Rams.
matchup. It's a great matchup. Without Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that was funny for 2 weeks until they got destroyed by the Cowboys.
Yeah.
and then-
Kirk
Yeah.
cousin chains.
Yeah, that did happen. By the way,
Yeah.
George Kittle already has a touchdown in that.
I know.
For those of you who are keeping score at home, George Kittle has a touchdown.
Yeah. So it's Tua again. Weather, potentially without Waddle, likely without Wilson. Traveling back from the West Coast, he's been over there for 2 weeks. Again, warm weather to a snow game makes me nervous. Bills have been getting healthy on defense. Currently, the 6th toughest matchup, golly, for quarterbacks. 14.3 points is all they're allowing. And again, Tua struggled last week against the Chargers, who are completely decimated in the secondary and held him to, just a rough week. The Bills are actually good defense, and I'm nervous for Tua. There's too many options that make me so nervous about this. So
nobody's gonna pound the table for Tua this week. It's objectively terrifying.
Wear your brown pants.
For those who are paying attention at home, that's probably going to happen. He's already up to like an 11 in PPR. It's the end of the first quarter, so that's pretty good. And you're very welcome, Anthony. You're very welcome here. So, hey, Jason. Well, we wait for some more questions to come in. Why don't you start saying the week of running back?
Yeah, and the start's going to be pretty controversial because I'm going James Cook versus the Dolphins. Great matchup. Dolphins are ranked 20th against the running back, giving up 17.7 fantasy points. Granted, I know Cook really struggled last week, but he's had great opportunity. It's just I really think that even now with the weather, like we've been talking about, gives him even more opportunity as a running back, as more importantly, the pass catching running back, seeing a lot of the third downs and goal line work more than any other running back for the Bills. And even with the injuries for the Dolphins, they aren't looking good. I think they can easily... My biggest narrative piece, I guess, is the fact that the Dolphins beat the Bills the last time, and I don't think they're going to allow that to happen this time. So I'm expecting them to come in and be extremely mad and be able to just run over them like a freight train that they are. So, okay, and we'll move into sits because it's DeAndre Swift versus the Jets. Makes me absolutely terrified. Has been playing so-so, clearly continues to be injured after his one good game of being healthy, got hurt, and has been limited in splitting not only the work with Jamal Williams, who has been the lead back for the entirety of the year, more or less, seeing more snaps than anybody else, and also the fact that now that Justin Jackson has somehow become a thing for the Lions, seeing more snaps.
Not for fantasy, but for the Lions.
Yeah. I said the Lions for the Lions.
I'm making sure people are following you because I don't need 15 questions to pop up. What about Justin Jackson? We're just cutting it off right here. Like,
on top of that, the Jets are 7th best against running back, only giving up 14.7 fantasy points. So the timeshare definitely hurts DeAndre Swift in the fact that I still don't think he's healthy. So that makes me nervous.
All right. I could see that. Your sits are very chalk this week, Jason. They're very chalky.
Well,
however, I only bring it up
because happy.
Well, I only bring it up because I have the benefit of actually reading these before we do them. So,
and one that's
if you don't like chalk, get ready for this. Hey, Jason. Well, we wait for some more questions to come in. Why don't you start saying the week at wide receiver?
Start of the week is Elijah Moore. Been talking about it. I'm super excited for his matchup. Looks like Corey Davis is going to be out. White's going to be in. I know it's gross, but since White's been under center, he's gone from 2 targets to 6 targets to 10 targets this past week. He's continuing to see work. White has been a massive boost to the offense. They've actually been moving the ball. And the fact, like I said earlier, they're throwing 40 plus times a game. Those are great options for him. He actually led all players in targets last week, playing the second highest snap among running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends for their team. And like I said, Davis is going to be sidelined more than likely. I'm nervous for him, and Elijah Moore coming in has looked pretty solid. I think this is a great matchup for him, so I'm all for that. Going to the sit. This is where we're going to have some issues, I'm sure, because it's Devontae Smith versus the Bears. I'm terrified. I'm assuming that Dallas Goedert's coming back. If that's the case, I expect them to work him in this week against a matchup they should easily dominate. Goddard will see more targets, see more snaps. And based on that, if Goddard is back, that's the issue. It really is, because first in games with Goddard, 12.2 fantasy points. Without Goddard, 15.1 from wide receiver 25 to wide receiver 9 in that time period. And it's even more scary. I'm really nervous about it. More the fact that I don't think that they will need to throw to him in the end zone. I would expect that to be Goddard because I want to get him more snaps. So it's been a massive boost. And on top of that, I mean, those are numbers just based on totals and not actually per week. It's actually significantly lower for him. He's out of the top 36 when you look at just his points per game.
So you're only saying this if Goddard starts or plays.
I'm assuming Goddard plays, so I'm rolling it out because of them, I think this one is the one that makes me the most nervous because I do think Goddard plays. Everything's kind of pointing that way until, yeah.
Very chalky indeed.
I wish I was illiterate so I didn't have to read that. And I also wish I was deaf so I didn't have to hear it. That's my response. That's my actual response to that. I view very little in the universe that you're going to have better options than playing Devonta Smith given his recent production. I understand that if Goddard comes back in, that historically it impacts it, but I have no way of knowing at this point if Goddard's going to play, whether he'll be on a pitch count. Like there's a million. That whole argument was riddled with straw man arguments. Like there was like 3 straw man arguments rolled into one argument. Like when you start pulling it apart, there's nothing there. So it's like, I get it. It's a gut. To me, what it boils down to, it's a gut feeling. I will give you the one thing that's irrefutable there. When Goddard plays and is actually healthy, yes, there is definitely a drop within that because the pecking order really is A.J. Brown, then Goddard, and then whatever's left kind of gets divvied up. So, but no one knows. There's so much unknown in everything you just said. And at this point, I really don't know that people are going to have better options. You and I would need to know what your alternatives are if you were even going to remotely think about sitting down Devonta Smith at this point. So, but anyway, I don't think we have anything else that is that's coming in here. So I tell you what, hey Jason, take us home. Do your tight end start sit of the week. I know it's your favorite part of the show.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, make sure you get your holiday merch from the merch store because that's the most important part of this.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Shop.importantnonsense.com.
There we go.
Still time to get that in before Christmas.
Yep. So, tight end start of the week, Cole Kmet versus the Eagles. It's terrifying. The Eagles are actually pretty good against the tight end, but guess what? Kmet's pretty much the only option right now. He's going to see a lot of targets. It's going to be beneficial for him. Claypool's dealing with injury. Mooney's out. He's going to have to throw to somebody to keep up in this game, and that's your own one hope. I expect him to have a lot of volume, and that's where you're playing for because that's what's going to save him. I'm expecting to go double digits this week. It's too easy being the only target and one that actually feels likes. So, and as for the sit, already touched on it. It's Mark Andrews versus the Browns. 7th best against the tight end because you can run the ball or pass the ball to the wide receiver without any issue against the Browns. So you might as well do it. Even with the solid amount of targets he's had, 6+ in the past 4 games, he's only gotten one double-digit target in one of those games and is only averaging 9.2 fantasy points. And that was his big game. He went 6 for 67, I think, and that was 12 fantasy points, kind of offsetting it. But the more important part of this is the fact that throwing to him is Tyler Huntley. Lamar Jackson's out, makes me very nervous in a game that I could very easily see them running the ball and not having any issue with it. So,
fair enough. The whole quarterback thing is terrifying for the Ravens. Not sure how I feel about Cole Kmet, although I'll be honest with you, this is one where I hope you're right. Because if Pat Freiermuth can't play, I'm probably going to have to play Cole Kmet in a couple weeks. That's just the way my teams work. I have a lot of Pat Freiermuth, and backing him up, I have a lot of Cole Kmet. Don't ask me why. It's just how it worked out.
Widely available.
He was at one point in the year, and I was like, you can do worse. And then because that's how bad tight end is. It's like, sure, it's a body. Put him in. It's fine. But guys, that's kind of it for right now. I mean, we've hit 7:00 Mountain Time, 9:00. I mean, this is kind of about how long I thought. You'll notice that this does wrap up a little bit quicker during playoffs because, well, there are less. Let's just be honest, there are less of you than there were. Because
you say that, but I swear this week has been the heaviest one I've had of questions. Well, literally doing full lineups for people. It's
and that's why you're going to have more questions. You're going to have less people, but you're probably going to have more questions. It just depends on how it's all going to manifest and actually come together here. But Jordan, was there anything in the chat that we might have missed? I think we got it all.
Maybe you got it all.
With you. I think we got it. That's a good idea. It is. It is. And I have that, and I have it on like so many teams. It is just a loaf of white bread.
God, I love white bread though. I'm
It should be like the Kansas State motto. It's like put it on the water tower.
Wonder bread and bath salts.
Yep. Yep. And overrated barbecue. Yeah, I said it.
Oh,
oh yeah, I don't like
said it.
Kansas barbecue.
I said it. Say it to your face.
I don't like South Carolina barbecue either though.
That's the vinegar one for people who don't know. That's the
Yeah.
the answer to this question is Memphis dry rub. That is the correct barbecue. It's the
Why
best.
are you crazy?
Because I am, and also all
Okay.
the Texas people got super offended when I said
That's
that, by the way.
exactly what I was.
So many
I'm like,
Texas people just
Yeah.
unfollowed the show. They all just, I just got canceled in
oh,
Texas. I'm not allowed
Texas
to go.
barbecue's where it's at for sure.
It's fine, but it's not as good as Memphis dry rub. Memphis dry rub is the truth. It's the one true barbecue.
Woof.
It's so good. It is the superior barbecue. I will fight anyone over the. Yeah, see, he canceled. Show canceled. Like
You knew Steve was gonna be mad about that one.
he's a transplant. I don't put any faith into that.
He
Worry
had to
about
travel
that.
through Memphis to get there, right?
He's been to Memphis many times. Like, for disclosure, my entire family is from Memphis. I've spent a lot of time there. Go to Memphis, check it out. A lot of cool stuff.
Bias
there,
alert.
like- oh, okay. Put that
Hey,
on a shirt for you. I'm gonna, Mister. That's the pot calling the kettle black over there. Like,
I was really hoping Everett would be the top 12 tight ends because I would definitely have him as one of my sits.
yeah.
Parham's
Donald-
back,
where's-
baby.
where's Donald
Let's
Parham?
go.
Yeah. There's the Donald Parham take. There it is.
Da-da-da.
We all are. Everybody in this situation is hoping that
Yep.
Fryermuth can practice tomorrow because he really needs to practice tomorrow. Otherwise, I think it's not happening. I have Fryermuth in like 4 playoff games. It's ridiculous. Like, that's just the way it works. Oh, and Jason, in our RSO league, you'll be happy to know that I extended Pat Fryermuth for 4 years. So you will never get the option in that league to ever bid for him.
Do you see how many tight ends I have on that league? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I got all the ones you want, though. I got Fryermuth and Juwan Johnson. I got all your boy toys.
No,
You're not allowed.
got-
Like,
likely I'm really happy with my tight ends there. I just wish I could find a quarterback to save my life.
and what about Davis Mills?
He's down this week. Or down this year. That's all I got. We're good. He'll be
thank
fine.
you, Jordan. I appreciate that.
They're going to have a nice pick
Uh,
to help make him safer.
If
or-
anyone's watching, just out of
Oh, my
context.
Yeah.
No. They've all
4
turned
years.
this off.
yeah.
They've all turned this off. This is all. We're done. By the way, Christian
real-
McCaffrey up to 12.5 points.
Yeah.
It's-
The real question though
Brock Purdy,
is,
I last time I saw doesn't have an incompletion.
doesn't.
So, no, it doesn't. He was 10 for 10.
yeah, I don't think he does. That's
He's continuing to roll. How's Geno doing? Or Walker?
no
That's
idea.
Okay.
Probably could do better. Oh, Purdy just
One-
interception.
one-
We're good.
No.
Oh, there it is.
Make him-
There it is.
Yep.
You had to say it.
Sorry, Brock Purdy. I jinxed you.
You did. You
I
you
think
you
so.
did it. You absolutely did it. That's all Jordan's fault. Everybody who was starting Brock Purdy in their playoff games.
Well,
All
if you're
three
doing, if you're doing
people
that, I'm not
globally.
apologizing
Oh,
for that. That's your
All
fault.
3 people globally that were doing
More
that.
importantly, Geno Smith. Golly. 4 for 9 for 11 yards.
That's not ideal.
DK saw a target, didn't catch it. And Walker caught a target for -3 yards. So clearly ambush. They planned for this. Golly, I just hope he doesn't get injured.
No.
Not ideal.
Yeah.
Catching a jinx should be the name of this show for next year, I think. It's either that or Narrative Street. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know that we're going to be Roster the People next year. I think we might actually be Narrative Street. I think
Don't
that's
hate on
the.
it.
I think Narrative Street might be the winner. That's
Not just lucky SOBs. That's all I need. Just throw it out there. Let's be real. I
I would
lucky
call
from
I would
time to
call
time.
it I would call it specious reasoning, but nobody would understand the joke.
If we do catching a jinx, is our logo just going to be a Pokeball at a jinx? Like the Pokemon
I'm not getting
jinx?
sued and copyright claimed for that.
I think
I'm
that
not
just would
going up
work.
against
That would
Nintendo
work,
of
though.
America.
Just change the color of it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It could be blue and green or something stupid.
Okay. All right.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, bath salts and white bread is pretty good. I like that.
But that only applies to me.
I
That's
don't
not
think
fair
I
for
don't think
these guys.
anybody's gonna get that joke. Like so many people are gonna be like, "What is this podcast? Like, they're live streaming doing what? Like,
Oh
we
my
might get some
gosh.
very." It's okay, Polo.
Sorry,
It's okay.
Polo.
We got time. There's still time here. There's still
Yeah.
time.
I'll pray for you,
The
Polo.
second quarter. It's okay. We're not panicking yet. We're gonna gird our loins and try to hold our
Didn't
lunch
I say it in
down.
the Discord? My worry for DK Metcalf was just the fact that the first time they played, they like really shut him
They
down. And he
triple
only got,
covered DK Metcalf because I get the idea. It's beat me with anything that isn't your best player. It's the
well,
old
and they have a good
Belichick
run D, so
methodology. Yeah,
means Lockett should be okay-ish. I mean,
that's
dude's
all right.
been
I really don't know
ridiculous
that
all
you were
year.
gonna have. I really don't know that you were gonna have better options than DK Metcalf. I would need to know what the other options are. It's true. It's true.
Presented by Publix.
Right? Yeah. Presented. How do you know what Publix is?
I just know stuff.
How do you know that? They don't have.
Well, I
Publix
know
in
that a
Canada.
Publix was where Jameis Winston stole crab legs, so that's.
Oh yeah.
There we go. There we go.
So how do you know what Florida?
Well, it'd be like a Bucky's reference.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't know what Bucky's is.
I
I
have
can
no
see
idea
the
what
look on his
Buc-ee's
face.
is.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
That's not.
Nope.
That didn't translate.
You'll like if you go to Texas at any point, make sure you hit up the Bucky's.
I
Yeah,
went to
Buc-ee's is
Texas
pretty cool.
13 years ago. I don't remember.
There's a thing called Bucky's there. It's like a.
I
It's
don't
like a
even know how to.
fast food restaurant meets a gas station, but it's
Mm.
not. Don't let that.
But it's Texas, so I'm sure it works.
Its logo is a giant beaver.
It makes more sense when you're there. It's
Yeah, like they have Texas barbecue.
he does Polo. It's true. It's true. It's very true. Like we would be huge in Florida. Like it's no Polo, you weren't here when Jason decided to give what was
Not
your
on
nickname for Mike
purpose.
White? Yeah, what was your unintentional nickname for Mike White?
I said the white man. All
Yeah,
right.
that I had to immediately halt the show to be like, we are not. Mike White's nickname for the show is not going to be the White Man. That is
You
problematic.
say things one
It
time.
is incredibly problematic.
that's
And
how it works,
look at
Jason.
me, and I'm telling you that's very problematic, Jason. We are not doing that. So that's why we're trying to come up with alternative nicknames. Polo. If you have alternative nicknames for Mike White that is not the White Man, which is never happening, I will not allow it. We are open to nickname suggestions. Everybody, throw it open to the chat. Help us come up with nicknames for Mike White, but it's not going to be that. Steve's suggestion is Wonder Bread.
Yeah, I
Steve's
immediately
suggestion
go.
is Wonder Bread. I think Wonder Bread's not bad. Like that's not terrible. I did not know they were in South Carolina.
Oh wow.
I did not know that. I thought that was Texas regional only. This is the right response. This is the right response, Jason. This is what the feedback you need to hear. Okay, I'm doing this for your own benefit. You gotta have a mental filter where you screen stuff before you say it. Okay, like I've been working with you for this for years. I keep telling you, you can't just say things that enter your head because eventually you're gonna get in trouble. All right, you gotta. I get it. It's very vivid, but I get it. Like, does anybody know how to draw? Because I'd like to actually see this drawn, like as an image. Like, does somebody paint
I
this?
feel like there's a rib involved.
Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of like that. It is. I get it. Like, it is very much. It's almost like a Sheets. Do you know what a Sheets is? Jason might know what a Sheets is.
Yeah, I know what a cheats is, but I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of.
It's similar to that idea.
I need to go to Canada to get a good idea of what they have there. I guess.
Well, they have. You guys have Wawa, right? In
No, we
parts of
don't.
Canada.
Nope.
No, you don't have Wawa.
No,
Okay.
Wawa's.
Oh wow, that's surprising actually. Because
I went to a Wawa. So I was in Tampa March 2020, and I went to a Wawa, and I was like floored that it was like this massive deli / gas station.
Yeah. Like a
everything.
Wawa is like a big deal.
Wawa
to
was when I found out
regionally.
about Rudy Gobert and COVID and stuff, and that's when my life fell apart. So my life fell apart at a Wawa. That's actually a true story.
It is. I want someone to draw that. Can someone draw this and send it to us on Discord? Anybody who knows how to draw, I can't draw.
We'll
I'd
make
love
it
to see
into a
this drawn. Yeah, I'd love to see this as a drawing.
You think we'd sell that in the merch store?
I'll
I'd
cut
buy
you
one.
in. Actually,
buy
if you
one.
let us license it, I'll cut you in. I'm not kidding. Like, I'll work it out with you in the background if we can do those, and I'll sell them because I think I could sell those on like DeviantArt and some other weird places that
Oh,
weird
Etsy.
people congregate. Like,
Facebook Marketplace. Oh, okay. Well, that's.
it's not the same thing.
See, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. You can
Well,
fi-
a Tim Hortons isn't really a gas station.
no, it's not.
But it
Well,
has.
no,
the
there
same-
are gas stations in Canada. It's basically like a small convenience store sometimes, but then there's like a Tim Hortons inside. But
Yeah,
it's not
but a
big. It's like
Buc-ee's
a quarter.
is way bigger than this.
I know.
idea.
I've been to gas stations in the States. I know.
Yeah, we get
Not even close.
we get
Well,
crazy.
yeah. So
we,
if you're
we go
like,
hard.
the best way to describe it is like if you know a rest stop that has a gas station there, right? Have you been to a rest stop that has like 40 pumps that is just massive that has like
Those are called
I make-
Loves in the States primarily. That's one of the big ones that does that.
but
There's not a lot of gas stations, to be honest, in Canada that have 40 pumps. It's usually like 10 or 12.
yeah, but if you're traveling in the
I'm
US,
serious. I'm serious.
I know,
like,
but if
maybe
you're
you go to
traveling
a-
in the US,
Maybe go to a Costco and
I'm just laughing because I can't do a Canadian accent well enough to do the dialogue that's going on in my head. Like it's just
it's
I'm
just a
gonna
bunch of
sound-
us telling us to go to like the pumps are busy and then we're just
No, it's like
handing
I
it
feel
off
like
to
I'm
each other.
gonna sound like what's his name, like Rick Moranis and like the old SCTV show
Why,
from the
that
70s.
would
Like
work.
I can't really. I don't know that I can do it justice, but it's like, oh, y'all in such a hurry in the States. You know, we only have about 5-6 pumps there. You know, I know there you got about 40, and you got to get you in, get you out, and we got to make you some smothered chili fries while we do it. But you know, up here we just got donut holes, and we don't mind waiting in line to get our gasoline. Like
First of all,
that was
they're-
pretty offensive,
they're
but
not
I think I got
donut
my
holes.
point across.
They're not called donut holes. They're called Timbits.
Oh, I thought they were called Bieber holes
Nope,
because
they're
of the whole
called
cross promotion with Justin
Timbits.
Bieber.
No,
That was a real thing. I didn't invent
no,
that.
those
That was
are
a real
called
thing.
Tim,
That
those
was
are
a
called
real
Tim
thing.
Biebs.
No, they were called Bieber holes.
No, they were called.
I'm pretty confident.
No, they were called
Bieber
Tim
holes.
Biebs.
No,
he lives in Canada.
No. I think they were called Bieber holes.
They weren't.
Yeah, I'm
I'm-
pretty sure.
I will bet the mortgage that they weren't. They
No,
were
in my head they were
they
called
were
Bieber
called
holes
Tim
because
Biebs.
it's infinitely funnier when they're called Bieber holes. Okay,
Well, I
like-
agree with that.
that's the real marketing. That's the real marketing here.
I love
It's-
Polo. Polo's telling us the real stuff while we're just like farting around talking about Tim Hortons.
So I ran out of actual analysis. You know, some of you don't really remember the Wednesday show. I ran out of real analysis 20 minutes ago, and I'm just vamping. And I'm just, and frankly, some people love it, and some people have left.
Oh yeah, I'm
So
assuming
it's,
that most people
it's
are gone at
I
this
have my
point.
weird stand-up comedy audience that loves it, and then everybody else leaves immediately and heads for the exits. But I will say they were called Bieber holes. 100%.
Nothing more.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was Tim
Yeah.
Biebs.
Jason has no idea what we're talking about, by the way. Like,
You know what?
No,
Jason,
lack-
the only thing Jason knows
the
about
lack of
clue.
there is
the only thing Jason knows about Canada is Fred Van Vliet plays there.
oh, okay.
Carly Rae Jepsen's also from there, right?
Oh, my god!
I'm just saying.
All right, what a
God.
great time to.
What a time to be alive, folks. Yeah. Knows nothing about Canada other than that.
Well, no. More importantly, oh my gosh, now I
Oh,
can't.
Gino's got to carry for 18 yards. There you go. Do that. Fine with that. Yeah, that's probably it. There's like 4 Tim Hortons connected together. That'd be like what it would be.
I'm guessing Tim Hortons like Starbucks in the States. There's like one in like every block.
No, Tim Hortons is much more rare in the States because we have other donut places.
No, I mean Starbucks in the States is like Tim Hortons.
Oh, I'm sure it is because
Yeah.
my one time I went to Canada, that was my experience where I was like, it's on every corner
every corner.
because it's either a standalone franchise, I assume it's a franchise, or it's probably a franchise, or they're in the gas stations like you're talking about because I've seen that too. But I had that same experience when we were there. We were in Vancouver, so I don't know how Eastern Canada works. But like we were in Vancouver, and I'm like these teeny little gas stations that like just dot the landscape, and like everything was familiar. Everything was familiar in Canada, but everything was just slightly different. That's the way I describe it. It's like I recognize everything, but it's just slightly different.
It's like toned down.
Yeah, in certain ways, except for your strip clubs. And that's a whole different thing where it's like y'all are nuts up there. You guys are crazy. It's like there's no laws. And then the other part of it too was the poutine. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
get that here. You can't do it. You can't get it. You
They
can't
haven't brought
replicate it.
poutine. I feel like poutine would be like America's wet.
Oh no, we
dream.
have it. It exists, but you can't get it the same way.
Oh,
They don't take
gotcha.
it nearly as seriously.
Okay, that makes
Jason,
sense.
do you even know what poutine is?
You know
No
what
idea.
poutine
would-
is? Oh,
how-
Jason.
I'm ending the show. I'm
Jason.
how do you not know what poutine is?
Not something we have in Kansas, clearly, or California for that matter.
That's a crying shame. There should be. There absolutely should
I
be.
feel like they're missing a market
There
there.
absolutely should be in a Buc-ee's. There should be strip clubs. Although I'm guessing if they had to staff it on a Tuesday afternoon, it wouldn't be their A squad. A lot of scars, a lot of scars on display for that one. God, I gotta end this show before I get us taken off the air forever. Jason already did it earlier, and then the longer this goes, I just dig the
It's
hole
getting
deeper.
worse.
I finally popped Jordan. I finally did it. I finally popped Jordan. It took me all show to get Jordan to break, and I did it.
Oh, Letterkenny. That's what's from Canada. Golly, that took me
Yeah,
forever.
Letterkenny.
Oh
Kenny
yeah,
is
yeah.
good.
New
Yeah.
season. I don't know where you watch it. There's a new season coming out on Christmas.
And I still haven't seen God, the
The
spin-off.
spin-off show. I don't
Oh,
know.
I
what
can't
it's
think of his
Shorzy.
name. Shorzy.
Shorzy.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the everything was fascinating. But yeah, Jason, what poutine is it is fries with gravy and cheese curds. They make it different ways, but that's the base model.
Okay.
Yeah.
Country
Yeah.
gravy?
No, brown
Well,
gravy.
brown
Okay.
gravy. And if you ever get it with shredded cheese, it's not right. It's
Well,
always
they
gotta
also
be,
make it other ways. Yeah, shredded cheese is wrong. Cheese curds is
it
right.
has to be cheese curds.
But they also make it with other toppings in addition to gravy and cheese curds. But the base model of what poutine is those three ingredients. It's
What are
fries.
the toppings?
That's what I mean. It's smothered. You get a basket. So you get a basket of fries that has cheese and cheese curds and gravy on it, and that's what poutine
Put a
is.
pin in this conversation. We actually have a question.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I was just gonna
Let's
do this.
go.
Ahead. Go ahead. We'll
Robert
do a question.
654-321. Garrett
Nice.
Wilson, Saquon Barkley, or Waddle for flex this week. I love these questions
That's a
This
good
is
one.
actually
because
really
I always
hard.
say I
Real
wish this
question.
was my problem.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have these problems in my life.
Love
I
the
can't
riches
wait-
you have here,
I can't
Robert.
wait for Steve's
Congratulations.
snarky response to this question. That's my favorite.
Yeah, we'll let Steve answer this one from the
Yeah,
peanut
Steve,
gallery,
please
assuming
answer
he
the
hasn't
question.
assuming he hasn't left to go trademark my idea about opening a strip club in a Buc-ee's. Steve's already on the phone. He's already making calls.
No, to answer this question, Saquon Barkley.
Oh. Yeah, I mean,
It is.
Barkley's probably your save.
Barkley is your
the other
safe
two have-
play.
the other two have
Wilson
warts.
is your sexy upside play. I'm avoiding
There we go.
Waddle.
Yep.
Like but it's Barkley if you got your khaki pants on. Barkley's the chalk answer. I'm probably gonna have to play Barkley. But Garrett Wilson's your saucy answer if you want to get saucy. But I go back to start my studs. And I love a Twitch question, Robert. Thank you.
Yeah,
Twitch question
we don't get a
always,
lot of those.
always a
but-
crowd pleaser. Well, we
I
don't
like
do
the
it.
purple as compared to the YouTube.
We do a bigger number on YouTube for people. We've stopped doing the show. We're just doing a show meeting. We do a bigger number on YouTube than we ever
I
do
don't
on
think
Twitch.
everybody on we don't get any Facebook questions, but then
That's
again,
because I don't put. That's because I don't put it on Facebook. As
The
much.
only-
I don't tell anybody. Oh, no.
The only people that use Facebook are probably my mom, and that's probably it.
But
So-
we're missing an audience there.
oh, here we
No,
go.
we do Facebook. Yeah, that is a great question. Like, who is starting ahead
So
of
it's
Barkley?
it's probably Chubb and McCaffrey.
Chubb is just so rough.
If it's McCaffrey, you love your life right now. Let me tell you, feeling pretty good about that.
Yes, he was going to the moon no matter what this week.
Yeah, and he's already on it, well on his way. The
number one for a
rocket has
reason.
cleared the tower. Yeah. Rocket at 12, and it's like 4 minutes to go in the half. It's pretty without a touchdown. That's
Oh my gosh.
pretty good. Like that's about as good as it ever gets. All right. Well, I tell you what, guys, we do have to start wrapping this up. As fun as this is, and especially as fun specifically as the last 20 minutes of the show roughly has been, because I got to tell you, I think that was when we were in our element. We were really on to something there with some of those ideas. And it's always a fun cultural exchange because I have no idea how Jason doesn't know what poutine is. He seemed confused by the word.
Yeah,
Like-
because it's
like-
not what I expected coming
So
out of your mouth. And I
the
was
word
like,
poutine is actually derived from the word poutine, and it's French.
oh, okay, not what
It's-
where I was going with that at all. So
No, yeah, it's very much not a Russian thing. It's very much not that.
No, we're not. Nope.
Uh,
Nope. We're not going there.
And with that, I'm ending the show. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Roster the People for week 15. Get them in, get them out before the hole gets dug deeper. I hope that we have been at some level valuable here tonight, trying to answer some of these questions. I think some people got some value out of it. Maybe not everybody. If you stayed for the last 20 minutes of the show, I would argue you're the real winner here, because that was when the real hard-hitting analysis came in. If anybody wants to draw Steve's weird drawing about a I'm serious, I will help figure out how to get this a shirt. And if you can draw this, if you can draw a Walmart having sex with a barbecue restaurant with a gas station watching, holler, because we will figure out how to get that on a shirt, and anything we sell, I will cut you in on. That is a fantastic visual that may never leave my mind all the way. I may have an aneurysm at some point, actually, and we'll know why, because a part of my brain will always be trying to process this. But there it is, folks. Hopefully we were able to get you set up to
Jeez.
We have to end the show. We have to. We're going to get in trouble.
Ladies and gentlemen, roster the people, week 15. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your questions. And thank you for putting up with our nonsense for the last, especially half hour of this show. Jason, any parting thoughts for our audience here? Preferably about fantasy football.
Don't forget there's game Saturday, 3 of them. So be ready for that and set your lineup. I'll be around to help you guys as much as I can. Join the Discord or find me on FLA or Twitter. I'm there to help you. That's the whole point. So
that is actually helpful, and we appreciate it. Jordan, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, make sure to check out the waiver report. Comes up every Sunday night, 10 Eastern, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific, wherever you are.
Math is not that hard.
Can't be. And yeah, just good luck in the playoffs. First round has officially underway, and yeah, hopefully Geno Smith picks it up.
He's doing a little better. He got some carries.
An 18-yard carry. I know.
It's helping. You're welcome, Anthony. And as always, I am Neil Smith. My final thoughts are: I will echo what Jason said. Remember, there are some Saturday games.
Not what I thought you were echoing. So
no, I was going to say I echo what Jason's saying there. No, we're moving on from your hideous faux pas earlier in the show. I just had to put you on blast in front of people one last time a minute ago. So no, remember that there are some Saturday games. Thank you everybody for coming in. Make sure you join our Discord. It's right there for you. Patreon.com/importantnonsense. We'll be happy to answer your questions all the way through the remainder of the playoffs. It never shuts down. We'll be answering your questions all through the off season. Help us come up with better nicknames for Mike White than what Jason horribly came up with.
You say something one time.
That's all you need.
One time's enough. Like
all you need.
Do you not politics? Like one time is more than enough, sir. This is why I always tell people every time Jason's in front of a hot mic, it could be the last time, because
it gets close at times.
I don't know what that was, but we're gonna come up with a better nickname than that. And I think Wonder Bread is the leader in the clubhouse, and even that I would argue is problematic. So let's come up with something that's maybe not that as well. And as our final thought on the way out the door, a message from our commander-in-chief and my friend and yours, Steve Bonham. Help fund the ad strip clubs to Bucky's project and the website, I guess. That is definitely the order of those two things. We will make a lot more money adding strip clubs into Bucky's. And
do we need to set up a GoFundMe or just go straight Patreon for that?
And thank you to everybody, especially thank you to everybody. And again, a special shout out to our regulars. Thank you, Soaring Eagle. Thank you, Skylar. And I was going to save Polo for last. We got and Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. And thank you, Polo. Polo, we appreciate the Twitter follow. Appreciate you coming in, keeping us honest. And yeah, we will be back next Thursday for week 16. And hopefully it'll be slightly more coherent than what this devolved into. No promises. I make no promises on that. And
it gets wild and wilder as the week goes on.
With that, keep up the nonsense and have a week.